Thank you for tuning into this episode. If you enjoy our content, please remember to rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, because that is the best way to help us grow here at Insensitive Culture. And if you like the podcast, you enjoy it, you want to rep it out in the street, remember to go to insensitivemerch.com and cop some gear. Without further ado, here we go.
Yep.
And here we go.
You want to be like? Sensitivity equals fucking poverty.
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Check it out, homie.
Guys, welcome to episode 87 of Insensitive Culture. As always, you know me.
So what?
You know my guy over here.
And that fool Blazer, Ramon.
On the other end, as always. And together we are
Insensitive Culture, the podcast. Make sure you check it out, homie.
Make sure you check it out, homie. And on this episode, we have a gentleman that is a part of the DFAT network. He does he has discussions every episode with a different guest on different movies where they break it down and say whether that movie was trash or not. It is none other than Bob from Gutsy Media Podcast.
What's up, man? Thanks for having me.
What's going on,
Right
brother?
on.
Excited to be here.
Yeah.
We're excited to have you, homie. Oh, man. No, I was telling them before because neither of them had the opportunity to be on the show. But
Yet.
Correct. But I really enjoyed it because I don't.
It's that thing
just
you do, right? It was that thing you do.
That thing you do.
I remember he was prepping, dude. Johnny put it on the plot. Like it was the whole thing, bro. Like I watched it too.
Watch it, man. It was a great movie.
He changed my opinion on that movie. I
Good.
did not like it going in, and coming out, I had appreciation for it.
Watch
Like,
it
you
once
know
a
what?
week.
It's so great.
Really
But
is.
that's what I like about it. It's like you get to discuss a specific movie.
Mm-hmm.
You would already come in watching it yourself thinking one thing. I come in, obviously, I chose the movie, so I have an opinion one way or the other. And then we discuss it, and by the end, you could be like, oh, wait, you made some really valid points there.
Yeah, and that's
I
why
like this.
That's why I like letting the guest pick the movie, because I watch movies that I wouldn't normally watch, movies I haven't seen before, indie films. So it gets me out of my little bubble.
It's like taking a film class. You don't have any choice.
Exactly.
You have to watch whatever bullshit movie they make you watch, even if it's fucking terrible.
Right, but that's the best part.
Yeah,
is
no,
you
that was.
discuss
And
whether if it was good, terrible. You discuss why it's terrible. You plead your case.
Absolutely. I've watched a lot of movies in film classes that I thought, oh, what the fuck am I doing? Like, why do I have to watch this? And I was like, oh, shit, that was dope.
It's funny you bring that up because we're changing the format a little bit going into season 3. We're now going to announce the movie that we're covering the Friday before to give fans a chance to watch it over the weekend with us.
Follow
Follow along with the
like
episode
that.
drop on Monday.
That's
so
very cool.
Awesome.
I like that.
I like that a lot. But yeah, so we're happy to have you on the show.
I'm happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir. But let's start this off with some awesome questions, man. We always do the icebreaker questions on this podcast. I think it just gets the conversations going. It's a fun thing. But this time around, we actually came prepared. We have a whole lot of questions.
So many questions.
That we will read off to you because you fans, let me tell you, when I say you're not doing your job, it's an understatement, okay?
Starts the episode berating the fans.
For sure, because I really, really want you guys to submit questions because we really want to answer fan questions. But we have a new format for picking questions because we really love answering random ass questions. So we'll start off with one, and I know Bob, you have one for us.
Oh,
Okay,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
so this is a random question out of this deck here, okay? I didn't even look at it. I'm actually going to shuffle just a tiny bit. Dave selected a few that
I took
that
a chunk.
Really
I took
liked.
a chunk out
that he really thought was
I
funny.
thought we're good.
All right, so
tough.
Oh shit. Okay.
All right, what do we got?
All right. So, would you rather always come prematurely or never come at all? And Johnny's face was just like,
This is one of those questions I don't think it's hard. It's not, I mean, never coming at all, ever?
Right.
That's insane.
I mean,
Who's
that
picking
is-
that?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
I would work on my apology. I'd have it ready, just like it would be default, like ready to go. Like
You got your
I
Arthur
would warn
Fleck
them.
card?
I would warn them ahead of time. I'd be
nah,
like, "Listen."
I would definitely not warn them ahead of time. I would just really, I would probably go a little bit longer to make sure that they built some sort of a bond with me, and then to the point it's just like, well,
He's sweet.
all right,
I like him.
he's sweet. I like
He's
him.
funny.
We still got it off. I would have to say, yeah, I can't not come, even though like you can fake it just like a girl would, but you would never be able to.
Have you ever
Yeah,
fake
nah.
busted? Have you ever fake busted with a girl?
when you're drunk, when you are
yeah.
drunk, like really
No,
drunk.
no, it's not
I was
happening.
just curious.
Yeah, it's just not happening.
How do you do that?
You have a condom on. You have to be wearing a condom.
No.
Those things.
That's
Yeah, I don't
the
know.
only time. The only time that has ever happened is when I am like so drunk that it is not.
I mean,
it's,
at
it's
that
just
point
not
though,
possible.
like, how do you even get it up? I mean, if you're that wasted.
Oh, I can. I
No,
can.
you
I
just-
can.
no,
just
you
can't
can still
finish
get it
done.
hard.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
can. You just can't. There's nothing
got-
you can do
if
to
I got
bust.
whiskey
It's
dick, I'm
never
not
gonna
even-
happen.
No, yeah,
I'm passing out.
I'm the opposite. I've never had the situation where I'm so drunk that it doesn't get hard. I've never had that.
I've taken medication where you just can't finish before. Like I was like a side effect.
Yeah.
Like it's normal, and I just nothing.
That was the only
I don't
time.
remember
And
what I
yeah,
did,
you would
but
just
it wasn't
just
fun.
Sounds horrible.
let her.
Yeah.
You would just get to the point where she
Sounds
gets
like some
hers
corner
off.
store shit.
She would either get her shit off and then you just like pretend like you did it, like just to
I don't
avoid
think I
it,
was making that.
or just be so drunk that you're just like,
It ain't happening.
yeah, it's not happening.
Yeah.
I think I would rather fake bust before I just called it.
Right,
Like,
right,
it's not
exactly.
gonna-
If you call it, you got to have that awkward conversation where it's like, no, you did good. You gave it your scouts.
so
effort.
good.
Yeah,
That
yeah.
was not. This was
Not-
all
No, I've
me.
done-
This was not you at all. You're
It was-
so sexy.
Ruined
Had too
somebody's
many of
self-esteem
those.
there.
I was too nervous. I was too nervous.
It was always that
Give me 15 minutes.
Trust
Let
me,
me
it's
just
not-
let me just work this out real quick. I got
Yeah.
this.
no. I always I
Furiously
just
just crank
know
it, just-
I know it's not gonna happen because I'm so drunk that
Yeah.
I'm just like, yo, I'm just
the worst.
really drunk
And then he's probably
it's
really
for-
pissed at you after that.
because
It
she's
like gets to the point
you.
where you just fucking, you just keep going and going and going. And then the girl's just like, all right, is this going to happen or what's up?
Yeah.
Like, I've
And then
already
you're
nutted
sweaty.
like
You're sweaty
twice.
at the time.
Yeah.
You're
Like,
working
Are you
hard,
still
bro.
trying? And then I'm
You
like,
got to reverse it
it's
on her.
just
You
not
got to be
gonna
like, I don't know. You
No, I'm
tell
done.
me. Is
I'm
this
done.
going to happen?
It's always
You blame it on her. You just flip it around like, well, what's your
Right.
fucking problem?
Have I had this problem anytime? Any other time?
Well, if you would just
first
do it
time.
right.
Just suck it a little bit. Come on.
that has been the alternative though.
Yeah.
Where she's just
Sure.
like, no, I'm like we're getting you there.
We're getting-
like
that's
it
it.
doesn't matter
That's-
how drunk.
That's a keeper.
the
right there.
determination,
That's a
bro.
The
keeper.
Like-
determination.
Like, it hurts.
I've
Can you
also,
please
yeah, we've
stop?
had that.
She smacks her hand out of the way. You don't. I will
I
finish
got
this.
this is
Just like
Olympic gold medal winning fucker right
yep,
there.
just it's always good when he's just like, yo, it's okay, and then she's just like, no, it's not, and then she starts to put her hand.
She's got her hair ties and shit. Yep.
It's like,
all
right. All right, I got you.
We're in this
When
for
it,
the
when
long
it comes
haul.
off the wrist and it's going up, bro, it's just give up. Just let it go. It's out of your
just take
hands
the
at
wheel.
that point. It's out of your hands.
Oh man, great
Anyway, we
content.
gotta
there. I love it. Great content.
I just the fake busting that it sparked something in my head. I was curious if that was only me that's ever done that before.
No. I mean,
Nope.
you don't want the embarrassment of being like,
I don't want
I
her to
don't-
feel
like, I'm
bad.
not-
I don't
yeah,
want,
like,
it's not
Right.
even me. Like I know I'm not gonna. I don't give a shit. I'll jerk off later. Like I'm fine.
it's never a good time
You're
to
doing this
say,
for her.
hey,
Yeah, exactly.
it's never a good time to be like, hey, so I can't come right now, so it's okay. Like what? No, it's just like you just do a couple little moves that you've busted 1,000 times. So you,
can
do
fake
the
a bust.
same.
You know
Yeah,
the
you can
noise,
fake
so
that
you
shit.
could just-
And
I
you
like how
pull
you-
out anyway. So you just make sure to pull out.
I like how you do it for her. Like they say, chivalry is dead.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
not.
but it's not.
Not in here. Not an
You're
insensitive
a
culture.
gentleman.
It's not. No.
We're not
We're
that
chivalrous.
insensitive, okay?
I guess yeah, that's true.
We can be
That's true.
insensitive towards Demi Lovato, apparently. We're not that
Yeah.
insensitive to
Our
all
women,
other
our
respect.
women's. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Let's get back to that question, the original question, which was, What?
Pre-cum or never cum?
Yeah, pre-cum
Yeah.
or never cum.
Oh yeah, no, that was. I think we
we all agreed on
just saying sorry and moving on.
Right.
Yep.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah. You
Bob,
just got to
what-
get like sick with like the pre-game work, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and the post game
Wild
work. There's
at
got to
the-
be a
at the
good post game
cunnilingus.
show too.
Yep.
Post-game, you got to have it all.
Yeah, you got to bring it all.
Yep. You
You
got to
make
do all
breakfast in the morning.
pull out all the stops.
You got to make 150K a year. Like you need all that just to make sure she's not going anywhere.
I
man.
got one for you guys.
Oh, okay.
Would you rather talk like Yoda or breathe like Vader?
Oh man, I would say breathe like Vader. I'm gonna go breathe like Vader.
It's more
'cause
intimidating. It's badass.
it definitely is. It definitely is. And like, imagine you're a hot chick and you're banging me, and I'm like breathing like Vader, and you're like, oh, this is pretty hot right now, right? Like I'm gonna roll it. Yeah, but like I'm banging, you're a hot chick and you're banging me, and I'm talking like
I'm not a big
Yoda.
fan of this analogy.
Well, you're sitting next to me, so you don't have a choice. You can't dirty talk like Yoda. That's what it comes down to.
Oh, that's true. I
But does
imagine
that
being in a
mean-
board meeting and you're giving like a presentation as Vader. You're getting that deal.
yeah.
But
Would
does
make
that
you
mean
come,
that
I
you
will.
can't breathe without the mask?
I think it's just
Or
your
is it
normal
just the
breathing.
sound?
Your
of-
normal-
of
your
Yoda's
normal
breath?
sound.
Normal vocal cords.
Yeah.
Okay.
Emphysema.
If it's just the sound, yeah, hell yeah, that's badass.
Hell yeah,
I don't want to
bad.
have to always wear a mask and you take that shit off and I'm like, put
Yeah.
it back on.
That'd be kind of dope though. Always wearing the Vader mask, just the Vader mask, like not the whole outfit, just
The
the
whole
mask.
outfit, just the mask.
I would that's tough because that Vader breath, like that Vader breathing, I can just imagine. Yeah, just all day
You're
long.
using a CPAP at night for sure.
Word.
I would probably talk like Yoda, yet pretend like I'm mute.
So you would never talk.
So never
never
really
talk.
talk. Yeah.
That's not
So
a
that-
life that I want to live.
I mean, we'll figure it out. Pretend like I'm mute. I can hear, I can see.
So
it,
you
like
don't
everything
talk
is fine.
and you're busting quick?
Because
I don't
the
know if
second-
that's great. So I don't know if that's great.
It's better than going and still bust quick.
I don't know that it is. Where's our female listeners, rate, or our male listeners, rate? Let us know.
Yeah. You breathing all hard in her ear doing
And you busted like you put in a lot of work and you're fucking done, but you busted.
you're breathing hard as fuck in her ear. That's not a good look either, bro.
Word.
What are you saying?
Oh, I'm going Vader. I think it's intimidating. I think it's hot. I think
Hot.
Yeah, you get
okay.
a girl to be
Okay.
into that.
Okay.
Vader.
My guy's into James Earl Jones. That's fine.
Who's not?
Who's not? Yeah, seriously.
Come on. This is 2021. Don't fuck around.
Johnny, what do you say?
I might do the Yoda voice. I don't think it'll be that annoying.
I mean, you're married. Joyce is stuck with you. So whether
Yeah,
you
that's
talk
true.
like Yoda or not, but I mean, imagine you got to hit the club every weekend. You're talking like Yoda, trying to reel these chicks in.
They'll figure it
You
out.
can pull it off. You can pull it off. You'd be
They'll
good.
figure it out.
Would you tell her, or at some point you're just like waiting for her to like, okay, cut it out. Like, no, talk like this. I do.
Just
Okay,
you
stop
play
it.
it cool. Wait, does he
Right.
sound like Johnny? Like he has his normal.
I would
Johnny
just play it
voice,
off
but-
like I'm foreign, right? Like the English is not my first language. So this
But
is
then
just
you're
how
here
it
for like
is.
15 years and you still talk the same way, and we're like, what the fuck? He hasn't
She's
become
getting you
accustomed
lessons for your birthday.
like
to
Fez.
normal English. Like exactly like Fez.
Yeah, like Fez, you're right. And he was still smashing. He was still getting
Yeah,
it.
he was. Yeah, he
Yeah.
was.
He
did
married
all right.
Jackie, didn't he?
Fez did all
Oh,
right.
yeah, that's right.
You're the resident That 70s Show expert.
Yeah, I should know. But I
know.
I'm very in and out on that show. It's like
I'm gonna
whenever
do-
there's nothing playing. That's what I'm watching.
Nothing.
I'm gonna do one more question just because this was so stupid. But would you rather wake up in the middle of the night to see a massive dude broke into your house, or to see a ghost?
Ooh. I'm going ghost. And my rationale here is
Probably
'cause
go with ghost.
Yeah.
the dude's there for a reason. He's either taking
Yeah.
my shit, or he's
Taking
trying to
your
get
shit.
after or taking my shit.
Or he's taking your shit.
yeah. A ghost, it's like, whatever.
Yeah,
Just brush it off.
brush it off.
I mean, what kind of ghost are we talking about, though? Like,
that's what I was gonna say. As long as it's not demonic.
The ghost in the library basement at the beginning of Ghostbusters, like that very terrifying fucking when they run around. Dude, like
I don't know because I've never seen a ghost.
Bro.
I'm thinking Patrick Swayze from Ghost.
Right.
There you go.
And if that's the case, I mean,
And we're
who
just
doesn't?
making
Sure.
fucking clay pots all night. Yeah, I'd rather see that than some.
See, I was thinking those if we're talking about ghosts, those black like demon things that came to get them, like the shit like that, like
Mentor
like
type.
there we go. That would be be wild. That'd be crazy.
I would've wanna see that.
Constantine type goat. Like
Yo, yeah, you're right.
nah, those were scary.
There's some scary ass shit that has to do with fucking ghosts.
Yeah, a dude you might be able
Which
to
is-
reason with.
But
like
which
a
is
No,
scarier,
actually,
though.
yeah.
Big dude. He's in your house.
I would have
maybe
to
he's
say,
drunk. Maybe he just like he walked in the wrong house and he.
you know what? I would.
It's been known to
would-
happen.
Exactly.
He crawls in your bed. He wants a spoon.
As long as he doesn't hurt me.
I would have
okay
to
with
say. I would have to say. I would much rather. I probably would rather wake up to find someone broke into my house and it's like this fucking. Because I could fight the dude.
That's
If he's gonna
crazy.
kill me, he's gonna fucking kill me. But if a ghost, I don't know what
Ghost
the
isn't
fuck is
kill
gonna
you.
happen.
Ghost can't kill you.
How do you know?
Could be.
Have you ever heard of somebody dying from a ghost?
We don't know because
Have
it
you ever
would
heard
look
of
like
anyone
something
actually
else.
seeing a ghost?
That's what I'm saying. That's true. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
So
if a dude
that-
breaks into your house,
that person is just they died of a heart attack or some crazy shit like
True.
that.
Ghost guy.
It's not
True,
gonna
yeah.
be like so it was a ghost. Like no, it's not.
It's a ghost.
I
on the
see
floor.
it here
Ghost
now.
haunting
Yeah,
at 18 Meese Main Street.
yeah. This was
Got him
this
this
was
time.
definitely. We see the what was it the ectoplasm. This is
Ooh,
definitely
Yeah.
this is definitely a ghost.
you're getting the ectoplasm from the guy too, though. That's
Nah, man, I'm fighting that motherfucker. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna start going for my gun permit. I'm just gonna carry a gun everywhere. That way,
Just in
sure,
case.
go ahead. I'll shoot that motherfucker.
not shooting a ghost.
Oh
You're
man,
not shooting a ghost.
no, you're not shooting a ghost at all.
That's why. If it's a
true.
dude, you can shoot him. Ghosts, they don't
That's the
give a
rationale
fuck.
right there.
Remember that? Just because we're talking about ghosts, but a dope ass movie from back in the day. Do you remember The Frighteners?
Oh, that was a great movie.
no.
Michael J.
Yeah.
Fox.
Michael J. Fox.
No.
Awesome movie. It's one of the only like non Back to the Future movies he's done.
It was good.
got
Yeah,
nothing.
it was after the Back to the Future shit.
After the Back to
where
the
he was,
Future?
yeah,
It's
where
like
where
early,
he was,
mid-90s?
96.
yeah,
96.
96.
Yeah.
Where he would,
Peter
I
Jackson.
forgot. It's been a.
Peter
he could-
Jackson?
Yeah, he could see the dead.
Yeah,
And he's like a ghost hunter.
yeah, that's right. That's right. What? So long,
It's-
so long.
I want
ago.
to say it's not Disney, but it was like was it Disney?
It was Disney, wasn't it?
It might have been.
It might have been.
Or 20th
Universal.
Century Fox, Universal.
Ah.
yeah. Okay.
So, and I remember that he was chasing after what's Gary Busey's son? That weird looking dude.
oh yeah,
Jake-
yeah.
Jake
Jake
Ah,
Busey,
yes.
yes.
Yeah.
That he was the
Starship
main-
Troopers. Great
Yeah.
movie.
I can picture him.
Yeah, I can picture him too. I just
We
forgot
gotta
his
do-
name.
We gotta do like a 7 Circles of Kevin Bacon game one of these times when I'm on with you guys.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Shit, I had no idea that was Gary Busey's son. I mean, it looks just like
look-
him.
he
but-
He looks just like him
Yeah.
now that you know
Yeah.
it. He has that same odd look to
Makes
him.
sense.
Yeah, he does.
Yeah.
He's always
Oh,
a
look
dick.
at that. Frighteners
story-
is a spin-off from Tales from the Crypt.
The story.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Yeah, it's weird because it's a little more kid friendly. I mean,
A little bit more,
a
but
little
it was kind of freaky though. I remember being a kid and like, oh shit, this is kind of scary.
story of Gary Busey's sad, man. That's a tragic Hollywood story right there.
Yeah, yeah. For another time. What are we?
I'm intrigued by the Gary Busey thing. That
Go
just
ahead.
happened.
Yeah, you can. What?
So
what happened?
he-
give us a
give us a
quick
quick
run.
rundown on Gary
obviously
Busey.
a very popular actor in Hollywood. He's in Lethal Weapon. He's in a ton of different movies.
Mm-hmm.
Always played the bad guy. I'm always like, but when you say Gary Busey, I think of that scene from Lethal Weapon where he burns his arm and he's just like,
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
in the flame.
He's
I
always
think
been
of him
like
in
this-
the dress and Under Siege, but I guess that's where we differ.
But he was a firm advocate of against the helmet law for motorcycles. And
Oh,
then he got
okay.
into a massive car accident. Or
Is that
motorcycle accident.
what was
Yeah.
going on with him?
He got into a motorcycle accident. And they basically had to like scoop his brains off the sidewalk and put him back in his skull.
And then he was crazy ever since
And then
then.
he's been like nuts ever since. He was like clinically dead for like 4 minutes or something like that. Like he's
Jeez.
definitely lost a little brain function. Plus his skull's
I
caving
believe
in.
it. What year was this? Was this before or after Under Siege?
1988.
Yeah,
88?
I thought it was like 92.
Okay, so that's pre-Under
Damn.
Siege. Okay, I get it
Yeah.
now. I get it.
He's like, I
and
get
then
it.
he
That makes sense.
like a light switch though. He switched and became like an advocate for helmets and wearing helmets even on bicycles.
well,
and shit.
yeah.
Like,
Good,
Yeah,
good for him.
word.
Good for Gary Busey. That's not as tragic as I thought. I mean,
It's just sad, like to
it
see
was
him
sad.
now and then watch some of those movies before the accident. You can definitely see there's
I've
something
never.
You can
different.
see there's a
I
difference,
have to watch
but-
a pre-accident Gary Busey movie because all I know him is crazy, big teeth.
Wouldn't
Gary Busey?
Wouldn't that be Point Break?
Point Break.
No, that was after '88.
Yeah,
Was that
I think
after?
Lethal Weapon is the only one that's pre.
Huh?
I don't know. I don't have to see his
Point Break.
filmography.
Well, yeah, I guess Point Break is early '90s, right?
Yeah.
What did I say? 88. Yeah,
You did say
Point
88.
Break was 91.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think Lethal Weapon is the only big one because even Predator 2, Point Break, Under Siege, The
Yeah,
Firm,
Predator 2,
Rookie
he's
of the
really
Year,
nuts.
Surviving the Game, Drop Zone, Black
Actually,
Sheep.
Rookie of the
all of those.
Year. Rookie of the Year. He was
Chet Stedman.
Chet Stedman, and he was not. He was a pretty
crazy.
low key,
Yeah.
like
Same- that's
a
what-
love interest for the mom in that movie. Like he was not. That was literally it's the only Gary Busey movie I could think of where he's not fucking.
No,
in your
but that's
face.
what I'm saying. That's why I said Point Break because I've seen Point Break recently, and I thought like, man, Gary Busey seems like a normal cop, like a normal-ish dude
Yeah,
in that movie.
normal-ish, for sure.
Because he was supposed to be like the senior cop or
Yeah.
whatever, and
Did you see him in Entourage?
yeah,
Oh, whack job in that, movie,
yeah.
that show.
Oh man, I loved him
remember him in
in Black Sheep too.
Yeah.
Black Sheep.
Go to your
That was
mama's
great,
house,
yeah.
start a small fire in her panties. I was like, I still don't get that line, but it was so funny to me as a kid. And still
Start
now,
a
it's
small
like,
fire in her panties,
what?
like turn your
Okay.
mama on. I'll go to your mom's house and
I thought it was a
turn her on.
literal fire in her
Yeah,
panties. I was
yeah,
like, that's so weird and dangerous. Dude. Why would he do that?
Why would Gary Busey do
Oh
that?
man, you just blew my mind. He was turning his mama on.
Yeah,
Shit.
I'll go to
I
your
was
mom's
such a
house and turn her
naive
on.
kid, dude. Damn.
I mean, yeah, when I was a kid too, I thought the same shit. But
No, you just taught me that though. Like I didn't.
yeah,
never
that's a
put that
little more weird. That's a little more
But
weird.
I've watched that through an adult lens many times.
I always got to remember where the fuck these things are. All right, so do you? I think we're gonna be moving on to unpopular opinions. You good with that? You good with that, Dave?
You don't have to run it by me. Let's fucking do it.
Now let's do it. Let's go ahead and move forward with unpopular opinions. I know that Bob came prepared today
Yeah, I got a few.
with everything, so he has a few. Yes, please.
So one
Share
of
yours.
them, I actually just, and we'll kind of get to this later, I'm sure. I just talked to you guys a couple days ago, and one of the topics that came up that Dave said I should bring up for unpopular opinion. I'm not a Joaquin Phoenix fan. I do not like him. There are movies that he's in that I like, but
Like
I
what?
do not like. I just watched Sister Brothers. That's pretty good. It's
Okay.
a straight movie. I love Joker. I think Joker's a masterpiece.
I thought so too.
But all in all, I don't like him in most of
You
his
like him
shit.
as Johnny Cash?
No.
You think he was a good Johnny
I don't
Cash?
think he's a good actor. I never, because when I
Gladiator?
see him on screen, I never lose track of the fact that it's fucking Joaquin Phoenix. Like, doesn't matter what he's saying, it's Joaquin Phoenix.
I don't know. Commodus and Gladiator, like Johnny just mentioned, was
Yeah.
the ultimate villain for a long time for me.
You know who would have been good in that role?
Who?
River.
I mean,
Yeah.
River would have been
Just saying, if we could have picked
great
between,
in a lot of things. I'm
we could
sure.
have picked between which one. I'm just,
Yeah, we don't get to make that choice. The Lord made that choice for us.
The
Unfortunately,
Lord made that choice.
that's my unpopular opinion. Fuck
Yeah,
Joaquin Phoenix.
I feel you. Yeah, no, I'm.
The Viper.
Is
Yeah.
it what's
He's had
specific?
so many-
is that
so many
it?
good
you just
roles.
can't
I
break
don't
him
think he's a
away
good
from-
actor.
You just wish
Oh.
like we have.
He's
the
always
wrong-
Joaquin Phoenix.
He's the same reason why I don't like
He acts
Anthony
like
Mackie.
himself. Yeah.
You don't like
That's what I was
Anthony
gonna
Mackie? He's not a good actor.
I'm not
either.
Is that your
Anthony Mackie.
unpopular opinion? 'Cause people like
I mean,
Anthony
it could
Mackie for the
it could
most
be.
part.
I don't
I don't think that's too unpopular though.
I don't think it's too unpopular. No,
Yeah, Disney's
I don't
trying
think
to
there's.
cram him down your throat with
Yeah.
Captain America, and it's like
I don't think.
good.
Yeah, I don't think there's a big outpouring of love for Anthony Mackie. I just feel like same thing. Like I don't hate him
Right.
as an actor, but also I can't get past the fact that he's Anthony Mackie because he
And
just
Papa
he just
Doc.
looks
He
like
was
somebody.
Papa Doc,
He was
and
Papa
Papa Doc
Doc,
was
yeah.
a dick.
Yeah, he just. I just can't get past the fact that he looks like he's
what I think
acting.
of.
Do you think Anthony Mackie has been to Mom's Spaghetti?
No.
No, probably not.
Not yet.
Definitely not.
He's
Recently.
he's
He'll go.
gonna be salty.
He'll
about
go
that.
when he goes to Detroit, though.
He's gonna be salty about
He
that.
still got blazed up. He's still, he's pissed about that.
Johnny, do you have an unpopular opinion?
Oh, I do, but once again,
Oh,
I
shit.
might get kicked off the show for this one.
I mean,
it's not called popular opinions, Johnny. Just
You're right.
drop it.
Yeah.
Let's get it.
I was thinking about this because I was really questioning, especially as we were walking through the halls of Comic-Con and seeing a lot of these things. I'm really trying to understand why it's popular, but for me, and this is very specific, I think Funko Pop collecting is fucking stupid. Like, keeping them in the box, that's the part that I don't get. Like, I get the idea, right? Keeping a toy in a box because maybe at one point it will increase in value or something. Like, I think the Funko Pops themselves are pretty awesome. Like, I've seen
Keeping them in the
many
box.
like miniatures that are really cool, and there's a tremendous amount of artistic talent that goes in there. I just question, like, why, as I stare at the wall
across the
of
bow,
Funko
yeah,
Pops.
Jesus.
That's why I said I'm gonna get kicked out of this fucking show. I started looking into it the other day too, because I was like, why is this such a like popular thing? And I was like, well, okay, value, right? So then I looked up like, what's the most valuable Funko Pop that's out there? And it was like $6,500. And
What was
okay,
it?
that's a big, it was it was a Darth Maul. I'm trying to think of what the word is, but it like glowed in the dark, holographic Darth Maul, and I think it glows in the dark or something. And it was an exclusive, I think, from like San Diego Comic-Con, early 2010s or something like that. It looks pretty dope, and it's cool. Like I said, very, very artistic work that goes into these miniatures and stuff. I just feel like, I don't know, like, let's say, and this was kind of my my bonus question.
okay.
Is like, let's say, 5 years from now, this show is fucking doing well. We're making $20,000 a week. We're doing very well, right? One of those Funko Pops that you have on the shelf, like, shoots up in price for some reason or another. It's worth like $60,000, which is ridiculous.
Ridiculous. Yes.
You gonna sell it, or are you just gonna hold it and be like, I hold a $60,000
good
Funko
question.
Pop?
Yeah, so I probably would not sell it, no. But it's just like anything else where someone, I wouldn't put it in the same category, so I don't want you to get me wrong, because you'll definitely start talking mega shit. But like, it's just like an art piece, right? It's worth what someone is willing to pay for it. But the second that you, as far as like Funkos go, the second that you damage the box, you open the box, anything like that, it decreases in value. And then now you're just kicking yourself in the ass for, I don't think the Green Ranger, but it holds a special place in our hearts.
Sure.
But who knows, actually, somebody might really, really love that. But it really does come down to, like, if this one does blow the fuck up for some reason and I opened it and it's sitting there, I'm sure there will still be some sort of value.
So what I'm saying is, like, if you're not going to sell it, who the fuck cares that it's worth $60,000?
Right.
You're not going to sell it. So it's still worth the same amount of money that you paid for it, really.
But
It's
then
still
again-
serving
but then
the
again,
same
it come-
purpose sitting on the wall.
But it comes down to
It becomes an asset at that point.
it becomes
doesn't
an
it?
asset. Now you have that. It's worth that. If for whatever reason, like if my kids were to inherit that, that's an extra money that they could use or some shit.
There's
Who
more
the
shit
fuck
they got to
knows?
pay tax on.
It's an heirloom.
So I have an opinion about this. I also collect some Funko Pop. I got some figurines and shit in my basement in my little office. And honestly, I kept most of my shit in boxes too for the longest time. And then I had a conversation with Casey, who's got his collection's obscene. And he was basically like, why do you keep it in the box? And I was like, I don't know. What if it's worth money someday? And he was like, yeah, what if it's not?
Yeah, that's
And
true.
I was like,
I mean, what am I going to do though? Am I going to
shit,
fucking
like-
take him out and play with him? Like
but
in
I
a
know.
wrestling or
That's why I don't care.
WWE ring?
No,
Like,
but I
what
feel
if
like-
I do take him out? What am I going to do with him?
because it's out.
The same thing
no,
you're
one,
doing with them now.
Yeah, it takes up less room. Number one. That's
So why
you
not?
need more.
If they're
Same
just
thing.
gonna sit there, regardless,
What does it
why
matter?
not leave them in the box just in case that off chance comes?
Because
that
even if
maybe
it
this
is-
is worth
I think
$60K
they
and
look
it does
better
become
outside
an
of the
asset.
box.
Of course they do. All the fucking collectibles do, bro. And comics look better outside of the graded, 9-point whatever boxes that they come in, dog. Like, but that's not the point. I get what you're saying, though.
Yeah, but
I
you're
guess-
only
yeah.
buying a comic in those freaking awesome boxes when it's already of value. You're not buying.
No, yeah.
Like,
Funkos in those
if you
same graded.
if you ask me though, if everything was like in the scenario that you said, we're doing well. We're
It's a big difference if
It's
we're
a-
doing
it's-
well
if
versus
we're
if
doing
we're
well
in
and all
the
that
studio
shit,
spot
right,
closed
agree.
and we need
That's why I
60K.
said. That's why I prefaced
Yeah.
it. 'Cause
No,
if you're
if we're
hard up
doing
for
well-
money, hell yeah, fucking sell that shit.
yeah.
But
If
if
we're
you're not
doing
hard up for
well,
money,
if we're doing well, I would probably open them, and depending like a majority of them, I would open. Specific ones, if they're like a little bit more rare, I might
sure. If they're like
keep it in the box, like
exclusives or whatever,
Yeah, like exclusive chase, whatever. Like those I
Autographed-
might keep in the
autographed
the
Funkos?
autograph.
Of course, yeah.
Like those I would keep in the box, but like I'm not crazy about that either. Like I have that Professor X one that Papo came back, he brought back from Florida. He
Right.
was just like, yo, I brought one for the studio, whatever, and the box was like smashed to all hell. So I was just like, you know what, that's fine. I opened it up and I put it up there, and it's still a part of the fucking
Right.
thing. But there is
And it
also
looks cool.
something.
Like I
And it
like
does
the
look
ones
cool.
that are out of the box. I think they look dope.
No, I agree. Do you know? I didn't know this for the longest time, but do you know that Funkos, there are certain ones that if you open like the head, like if you rip it open,
No, that's not true.
it actually has items in it.
No, if you
It's only certain ones. It's not all of them.
if you look up on the YouTube, like look up on the YouTube, like I'm
On the YouTube,
70 years old.
on the
YouTubes.
YouTubes,
They've done that. They've split them open, and it's a myth.
right? Well, I've seen
I
other
like to
ones where
believe
they
that,
did.
though. That sounds like something I want to believe.
No,
in.
I've seen one because it's not in all of them. It's not in all of them. It's like very specific ones where there would be something in the head
like
of
what?
it.
What would be in the head?
I
of
don't
it?
know. I don't freaking
scroll?
know.
I
I
don't
don't
know.
know. Like just
Candy.
another little.
Drugs.
I've seen one where they did it, but of course it's
Mini
in the
toys.
YouTubes, so
It's in the YouTubes.
they could easily fake that shit too. So
is this
whatever.
is this a good time to present you guys?
Yeah, man. Why not?
So
sure.
part of the
It's a
reason why I'm
great time
here,
to talk about how much I hate fucking.
to give us our Funko in box. We'll take it out of the box right now, just for Johnny.
so
Nah,
part of the
fuck
reason
that.
why I'm here, for those of you who watched, we did the DFAT Wars, a little movie trivia. You guys crushed with campfire chats and
Mainly
towel
Dave.
talk to make it to the final round, and then you handed it to Critical Mass. Shout out to Rocco and Dan there. And you won the Tommy Green Ranger Power Ranger
Ranger.
Funko Pop.
Nice.
Which I am here to hand deliver. Congratulations, guys!
Thank you,
on,
sir. Thank
the
you,
trophy
sir.
Well won.
We will- Yeah, no, it was it's awesome, and Tommy is actually a big part of my childhood.
Yeah, same.
The
Same.
Power Rangers, yo.
I remember that vividly. When
I
that was a
remember
thing.
being in elementary school and thinking like, oh, I'm the Green Ranger.
We all were the Green
Yeah,
Ranger,
you know,
dog.
like I remember
Yeah,
that shit.
until
so
the
that's
episode
awesome.
hit where he became White Ranger, and then you're fucking.
And then I was the
exploded.
White Ranger. Yeah, and then I was the
Yeah.
White Ranger. Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
He like came back.
Insane,
He was
yeah.
gone for a while, and he came back
It
as
was
the
a
White Ranger,
cliffhanger because
wasn't
they
it?
had
Yeah.
they had him like on the bench with Alpha 5 was working on him, and it was the end of the episode. I was like, what the? Not that I've watched it recently. I'm just saying.
He name dropped Alpha 5, man. Good
yeah.
times, bro. Good times. All right, so
What was that again?
the what?
That's
Alpha
like
5?
the little.
The
Alpha 5 was
robot
like the
dude
little
that
robot.
helped.
Yeah.
Helped Zordon.
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
I got one
get
more
the show
unpopular
too
opinion
nerdy.
if I could throw it out there.
Yeah, go for
Toss
it.
it.
Chocolate ice cream is disgusting.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
Oh,
I'm not a
I'm
huge
with you on that.
chocolate
I'm
fan.
with you
though.
on
I'm not
that.
a huge chocolate
I'll do
fan.
chocolate cake. I'll do chocolate candy bars. That's fine. Chocolate ice cream is
Nah.
gross.
I fuck with chocolate candy bars. Chocolate cake, I'll do if that's the only option.
Ash hates chocolate.
And then like, but chocolate ice cream, I can't say that I absolutely hate it. It's definitely not.
Bro, give me
Not my
chocolate
favorite.
cake with a chocolate brownie on top, with a chocolate
that's too
fucking
much.
ice
That's too
cream
much.
scoop on top,
one
and
of
then
those.
put some Hershey's on that
No,
bitch,
you're one of
bro.
those.
Give
You're
me
one of
all,
those.
The
give me
Death
all
by
the
chocolate
motherfucking
people?
chocolates.
Yeah, no,
all
that's
of
too
it.
much. That's
All
too
of
much,
it.
bro.
Give me
I'm
it.
good.
I'm good on all that.
Fuck all that.
Can't have enough. Can't have enough. Put it on some titties.
Too much chocolate.
Oh yeah, y'all
I mean,
don't know
yeah,
about
I mean,
that. It's like,
anything on
with
titties.
though. We
Anything
okay
on
with
titties
chocolate
is-
now.
We're gonna make an
I'm
exception for
racist
anything
on the chocolate
titties.
food. Chocolates, chocolate ice cream, chocolate cake, chocolate cookies, all of that shit.
I mean, it's
Give
called
me
devil's
all of
food
it,
for a
the
reason.
white version.
I fuck
You gotta
with
take the
that.
macadamia nut cookies. I'll take the fucking caramel ice cream,
Yep, I fuck with all that.
white
Chocolate.
cake with
Fuck with
fucking
all that too,
sprinkles,
but like I want my chocolate.
Nah, I don't
yellow
fuck with
cake.
What about
chocolate
white
too
cake
much.
with chocolate frosting?
I mean, I'll do it if that's what somebody serves, but that's not what I'm
That's
asking
not-
for on my
that's
birthday.
not what I'm. Yeah, that's not what I'm.
On
Nah,
your
give me
birthday,
a
what's
fucking
your
pineapple
ideal cake?
upside down cake or some shit.
Okay, some wild shit.
You know what?
That's the shit
What
right there.
my birthday go to is
Flancocho.
flancocho. Yes. For
Your mom
for-
makes a banging ass flancocho.
Yo.
I
So
think she gave me the
flancocho.
recipe.
Have you heard of flan?
Yeah.
All right. So.
We're both
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
We can relate to that.
Well, they're so Puerto Ricans do this thing where you have to bake it in a specific way for it to work, but it's flan on the top and it's cake on the bottom, but the flan like melts
It,
into
like,
the
seeps
cake.
in.
Sounds
It
amazing.
seeps in, so it has that
so excited.
that caramel
So good.
flavor to it, like just all the way through.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like
The cake is
it's just
moist
so,
with
yeah,
the-
it's soaked
it's,
in.
That's amazing.
But you
Yeah.
have to bake it a specific way because it all has to cook together.
Right. I mean,
but
flan
but
is
it
what?
separates.
What is that like? Gelatin? Is it a
custard?
gelatin?
It's like
Custard.
it's like a caramel
a harder custard.
It's like it's like a
custard with
caramel
like just goop
custard.
all
Yeah.
over.
Right,
but
right,
flan,
yeah.
like,
It's a
holds
little
its
bit more
shape.
firm than
Right.
a standard custard, but yeah, it's
I
like a
cook.
caramel custard.
I cook. I actually just made pineapple upside down cake like 2 weeks ago for my kids.
That's
First
delicious.
time
Yeah,
they
see,
loved it.
so
It's very
so,
similar because especially with the pineapple upside down cake, if you once it's made and then you like throw it back in the oven
Yeah.
and let the pineapple juices really
Get
you know,
caramelized.
sink into there and get
Killed
caramelized.
and shit.
Yeah, that's basically it's very similar to how a flan. And the reason it's called flancocho for those that don't know is cake
just
in Spanish is
yeah.
bizcocho.
Right. So it's
So it's
flan.
just a
Yeah, so
combination of
flan
those two
cake.
words.
So yeah, look up a recipe for flan cake and make some and then let us know.
I'll do
My
that.
go-to- I'm a pie person. Like I like cake, but I'm a pie person. Pumpkin pie, apple
fuck with
pie.
pies.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I fuck with pies. I fuck with
yeah.
pies. But I was gonna say like for my
Tarts.
birthday go to that you can like order the cake. I always go to for the Wegmans. Do the strawberry in the center and whipped cream topping.
Bro,
Fuck with whipped cream.
there's
Well,
a place in
Actually,
I didn't even know that was
strawberry,
an option.
strawberry,
That makes sense.
strawberry and custard in the center, like both. And then you do the whipped cream topping. It's
You got them putting
fire.
overtime in the bakery.
Fire.
there's a place in Webster called
We don't listen, man. We don't have big people in my family for no reason. Okay, buddy? We know how to eat.
in Webster, the Goodie Shop. It's this little like candy store, and they make these cakes, dude. They're homemade ice cream cakes with this layer of frozen like strawberries, frozen pineapple, and like just layers of like vanilla, chocolate, ice cream with like whipped cream on top. Just insane. And
Yeah.
so, like it kills DQ and like all those
I'm
store bought.
1000% an advocate for whipped cream instead of buttercream.
Ooh,
on a cake.
buttercream's too sweet, bro.
Yeah, whipped cream on a it gives you that feeling of a strawberry shortcake.
On the little golden circle.
Yeah.
cakes with
It's
the-
definitely it's my go-to
word.
topping for cakes.
I like chocolate, but I like other.
I'll
shit
eat a
too, though.
buttercream like when you go to everyone's like house and they just have like a
That
cake
same
for you or some
default-
shit. It's always the
Wegmans-
default cake, and it's
Wegmans
just
half
like
sheet, bro.
And it's know it's
Garbage.
good, like it's whatever. But like
No, it's
I'll
not.
eat it. It's never gonna be like yo, I'm not. Thank you for the gesture, but I'm good. I would never do that. But if you're like if you fuck with me, you got to get that whipped cream. I don't even like the center, like the inside is it's good. Like I love it. That's like would make the cake perfect. But if you just do the whipped cream topping,
Lighter.
that's it. That's
It's
it.
lighter.
We did like the worms and dirt.
Old school.
It's like pudding and then crushed Oreos.
Oh yeah,
Yo, you forget how good
gummy
that is.
worms. Yeah.
Like it's really good.
that
I
sounds
mean, you
good.
can't go wrong with a good cheesecake
A
either.
minute.
Good cheesecake is good.
No.
Like a salted.
How did unpopular opinions turn to this?
It's dinner time, bro. It's dinner time.
Oh man, Bob, you had to bring up the fact that you're not a fan of the chocolate
ice cream? Yeah. We can talk food all night. I'm a foodie.
Oh yeah, I know.
Same, dude. Same. I'm starving.
Do I look like I am unfamiliar with this topic at all?
I've never talked about
No, not
food
at all.
or thought about it.
I've never thought about food.
What is your opinion on sweet potato fries versus regular fries?
I fuck with sweet potato
He does
fries.
fuck with sweet
Sweet
potato
potato fries are the shit.
I fuck with sweet potato
No, sweet
fries.
potato fries are
No.
trash. That's my unpopular
What?
opinion.
Okay, you can live with that. You
Trash?
tripping there, bro.
Trash.
Sweet potato
Damn.
waffle
100%,
fries.
Absolute
100% of the
trash?
time I'm picking regular fries over sweet potato fries, hands down.
I can't do this anymore.
All right, it was good having you here. You have a great. Thanks for the Power Ranger. You have a
homie.
great night.
That's insane.
Take your sweet fries
talking-
and
okay.
get
You're
the fuck
talking
on.
crazy right now.
All right, so
I'm not a fan. I don't like sweet potatoes at all. Nothing.
sweet potatoes are so
It's like
good,
a regular
man.
potato, but it's just sweet.
If I want something sweet, I'll have some chocolate cake.
This
Man.
is crazy.
If I want fries, I'm having motherfucking fries.
Dave is
French
just-
fries.
Freedom fries.
Horrible today.
Sweet potato fries.
Freedom fries.
Gross.
Oh my god. All right.
I mean, I'm 50-50 on those. Like, I fuck with both of them, like, equally. I don't think that I can.
So if you go
one
to a
over the
restaurant,
other.
what are you ordering?
His default
It
is
depends.
regular fries.
It depends on how long it's been since I've had sweet potato fries. If it's been a long time, then I'm gonna go sweet potato. But if I had
mean-
them like last week or something, then I'll probably go regular.
Does it matter if the place has like the crispy matchstick regular fries or the big?
Oh,
ass
it
steak
absolutely
fries?
matters
That
because I don't
absolutely-
fuck.
yeah,
I
I'm
don't
not
fuck with those steak
Crinkle
fries.
cut.
Yeah,
I don't fuck with
And
crinkle
crinkle
cut.
cut. Anything that's
Too
real
much
thick.
potato. Yeah.
I
They
don't
don't
like
usually
thick
make
potato
sweet
fries.
potato
Even
fries
if they're
like
sweet
that,
potato
do they?
fries, if they're real thick, I don't like that shit. Like, it's really just a big chunk of potato that's fried on the outside and it's all
baked
mushy
potato.
on
I'm
the
definitely-
inside. I'm good on
Steak,
that.
steak fries
We
are
talked about my
trash
mush shit. I don't
regardless
fuck-
Yeah.
of regular fry
Yeah,
or
yeah,
sweet potato. Steak fries are garbage.
Here's
Yeah.
the kicker though. Steak fries, but they're seasoned.
No,
Just
they're
too
still
thick.
steak fries.
Or
They're
sweet
so
potato?
I'll fuck
They're
with
so
seasoned fries.
starchy, bro.
I'm
They're
gonna
so
tell you,
starchy.
would I eat some steak fries? Of course I would, but it's like
I mean,
it's not
my
a
man, you think my
preference.
man's gonna
It's not a
turn down some
preference.
steak
I'm
fries?
Not, I'm not.
Hell no. you ain't.
I don't fuck with steak fries though. I'm not a huge fry person in general.
Curly
like,
fries are
I
obviously
try
the
not
best
to.
I
fries.
mean, 100%. Yeah.
I try not
That's
to
not
order
negotiable,
fries,
right?
but
Ain't
yeah,
nobody
curly
saying-
fries are the shit.
Seasoned
what?
curly
Arby's,
fries
too.
are
I worked at
100% the
Arby's.
best
Arby's,
fries
do you
ever.
know Arby's
but-
curly fries?
But do you know why curly fries are the shit? Is because I've never been to a place where they offered curly fries that weren't seasoned,
Yeah.
like seasoned fries. You've never been to a place where it's curly regular
I
fries.
have. Well,
I
I
have.
don't
No,
think
I've had.
not
had
eating
really
out,
regular.
but
You
I've
wanna
had
know
at home. I've had
You want to know why I don't
curly
fuck with
fries
curly
that were not seasoned.
I've
Oh,
never
you
seen
don't-
a curly potato, so I don't.
Oh, get out of here
I
with
don't
that.
believe it. I don't want
outta
your. I
here
don't want
with
your
that.
organic lab grown potatoes.
What?
I want
I've
natural
never
potatoes.
seen a curly potato. That's fair. I can't. He's out of line, but he's right.
Yeah. Oh man, we're just getting.
My God.
I'm getting upset at everyone. All right, so then if our unpopular opinion is straying from like the movie and all that stuff, you know what my unpopular opinion
shit.
is?
Uh-oh.
Crab, lobster, all that shit, shrimp. That shit is trash.
What?
Trash.
Like seafood
Absolute
in
trash.
general?
He's not.
Seafood. I
Aren't you
fuck with
allergic?
fish.
Aren't you
I fuck with
allergic to
fish.
seafood?
But even
Shellfish.
before I found out that I was allergic, it was trash.
That's insane.
I
Yeah,
eat
all
that's
of it.
delicious.
all of it.
Oh, wait, you're allergic to shellfish.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Even
What about,
even
like,
before
calamari?
I found out I was allergic to shellfish because everyone kept talking about it, and I kept trying like shrimp and shit like that, and then I started noticing that there was like a weird feeling. It didn't even get to the point where that's why I'm not at the point where it would actually kill me, is because I didn't eat it before that. Then I found out, and then I really wasn't fucking with it. But it smells like shit. it doesn't look appealing at all. This shit is just trash,
Bro, some
It's trash.
lobster tail and some butter though.
No, I don't know. Fuck all that. No,
I fucking love
shit is
butter
trash.
so much. That's why I love all this food.
Butter is
That's
great.
the best part
All
of the
that
seafood
food is just drenched in butter when you
drenched
eat
in
it.
butter. Drenched.
Yeah,
Butter and
shrimp.
garlic.
Shrimp is they're the insects of the sea, man.
Calamari.
Fuck all that.
They
shit.
are.
Calamari.
Yeah, they're
No,
the
they
insects
are.
of
They're
the sea.
fucking the cockroaches of the sea.
Correct.
You
But
got some
I
of
don't
that
give a
lobster
fuck.
mac and cheese at
So
Wegmans.
tasty. Oh, I fuck with the lobster
good.
mac and
So
cheese at
good.
Wegmans all
Like
the
a
time.
5-year-old mac
Bro.
and cheese. Just
That shit just sounds like
They keep
fucking
raising the
mac
price
and
of it,
cheese that they
too.
ruined with
price of lobsters.
No.
with the fucking shitty
Yeah,
ass
with
product.
chunks of delicious
fucking
lobster in it, bro.
Inking from the Amazon then, because I fucking
Yeah.
love the roaches of the sea.
Me too. Me too.
But obviously that is an unpopular
Lobster
opinion of mine.
bisque?
Word.
Nope.
Oh,
Fuck all that
bisque,
shit. Fuck
bro.
all of it. Fuck all of it.
Yeah, I can't do that because lactose, but it's good.
No
I'll pop a
bisques
pill
for
and
Johnny.
eat some
No
lobster bisque.
I'll say we had a lot of cheese
Yo,
that
yeah.
night, bro. When
I
we
told
were
you I
there,
go
that was
in and I just pay
that
for
was
it
a
next day.
You sure did.
Yeah,
You
I
sure-
wasn't
both of-
warned, and
both of you
I
did.
had to pay for it the next day.
You guys are cheese people.
I absolutely love cheese. And then as of like the last like year or so, like I've just been, it's like been fucking with me, and I just
Tough.
If I have a glass of milk, I love milk too. It started fucking with me. So yeah, I've just given into the fact that I'm lactose intolerant.
I don't want
man.
to backtrack here,
Sucks.
but I did have a question earlier, which was gonna be: eat only cheese for a year, or never eat cheese again.
You can't eat cheese for a year. You're fucking never shitting again. You're
Well, I
dead.
mean,
You're done.
You're also not gonna see a ghost in your bedroom, so
You
Yeah.
might see a jack dude though.
that's true.
You never know. You never know.
Oh man.
Like, yeah, I have to go never eat cheese again, dude. I can't eat cheese for a year. Even if I go hard one night on cheese, like it's not
Even if I wasn't lactose. Like,
right. That's what I'm saying. And I'm not.
yeah.
I'm not lactose.
I'm
at all, and
lactose
I
intolerant,
know
that's-
that I could not do that.
Dude, that I'm lactose intolerant. That is like the biggest obstacle for me is cheese.
Cheese is the
It's
shit.
cheese. I can
put that shit on
I've
anything.
switched to almond milk. I've switched to almond milk. Like I've already been okay with not drinking milk.
I'm on the
the
oat
Fair
milk
Life.
now.
The Fair
Oat
Life.
milk is my shit.
Oat milk, bro.
Oh,
that's
that's
so
I've never
That
tried
shit
it.
is
I've
so
never
good.
tried it. But now I have to try like these different things. One thing that I haven't even tried because I already heard that it's trash is the different cheese substitutes. Like I'm
bet, yeah.
like
Oh,
if
bad.
I want cheese, I'm just gonna
That's so
eat
bad.
fucking cheese. I'm gonna
some
eat
vegan,
cheese.
some vegan cheese.
Yeah.
Yeah. Fuck all
Nah,
that. No.
nah.
No.
Everybody that knows me knows I'm picking cheese for a year. I will drink queso. I fucking love that shit.
It's delicious.
good.
I know that it would be not good for my body.
I'm a huge cheese person, so
My
yeah.
body will adapt. I'll grow gills like fucking
Grow gills.
Waterworld.
Grow gills.
to swim
cheese
in
gills,
cheese.
cheese gills, Velveeta gills.
What does that even look
That's
like?
just-
Jesus.
I can picture it right now. There was a Kraft macaroni and cheese commercial when we were kids. That was like a macaroni in this cheese factory,
remember
right?
that.
Do you
Yeah,
remember
yeah,
that?
yeah.
That's what I just
Swimming,
pictured right there.
just
Yeah,
swimming.
yeah.
Yeah,
And
I
there was
remember
dope
that.
music with it, bro. It was
Yeah.
out of control.
I remember that. All right, so let's switch topics right quick. So I think we're gonna start going with news clips.
You know what it's time for.
News clips. So I don't have too much for the actual news segment. However, I thought this one was funny because who the fuck knew, right? We're all going to be shocked by this, but apparently Bill Gates was told to stop emailing female employees by the Microsoft CEO. This was just revealed that in fact, while he was no longer CEO, obviously he is the founder of Microsoft, he had to be told by the CEO at the time, as well as HR, to stop emailing female employees because he would often send inappropriate
Dick pics?
emails. Probably, who knows? And now with everything going
Big
on,
Willie.
and yeah, what was it? What was that? What was the quote that he said about the whole Epstein thing? He was like, "Well, he's dead, so
Yeah, something like that.
I was like, that was his response. He was like, well, he's dead, so.
That's not good. So he can't say anything bad about what I did. He's already dead.
When you got
good
that
luck,
much money.
guys. That's what that
Right.
sounds like, bro.
Pretty much.
When you got that much money, like the Bill Gates and Jeff Bezos, like imagine knowing that you could have somebody killed and probably get away with it.
Probably.
Like 100%.
Yeah, because it could
could
trickle
pay
down
off
so far down.
so many
that-
people.
Right.
Yep.
That's crazy.
It would just have to just.
I mean,
Literally
that's not the
trickle
first thing that I would think of with that much money, but yeah,
I mean,
you could
Us
do
poor
a lot
people
of things.
covering up crimes on our own.
Easily.
You could pretty much just
Crazy.
do whatever you want, right?
All the time.
Like fly to space for no fucking reason.
Absolutely.
Twice.
Twice, yeah. Didn't he? Was it? Who was it?
Shatner?
Shatner.
William
Yeah.
Shatner.
Yeah.
Yo, I didn't know
William
William
Shatner
Shatner
went
was
to-
90 fucking years old, bro.
Right?
That mother. I don't
That's
think he went into
crazy.
fucking space. Do we have proof that
90
he went into
fucking
space
years
at
old?
90 years old? At 90 years old, you're gonna be surviving that fucking rush.
Those
He did.
G-forces
You
when
don't
you're
think
growing
it's,
up.
you
bro.
don't think it really happened? You think that was staged?
That's like some moon landing shit, some Kubrick moon landing shit, bro. Is that what-
I don't know. I didn't. Obviously, I didn't research this whole thing. But did they show him like?
Yeah, they
Like
showed him
going
coming
yeah,
out.
they showed him
yeah,
fucking
no, they
floating
should-
around
yeah.
in space.
Going in, coming out.
Here's the, they don't go up until like outer space.
No,
It's like the-
yeah, no, I get that.
the
I
edge
get
of the
that. But
atmosphere or some
at
shit.
90 years old to be going through that pressure,
I didn't even realize this motherfucker is still acting in TV shows. I just seen some new shit pop up on Netflix. I think it was Netflix or Hulu. He's like in a new
Jesus.
show. He's still acting. How the fuck is
Harrison
this dude?
Ford's doing Indiana Jones 5 and he's like 82.
He sure is.
That's true. We definitely. I didn't get a chance to see him because of the way the layout was at Comic-Con. But George Takei has to be up there too.
Yeah.
Word.
And his ass was there signing
You're right.
autographs and shit.
That's right.
Oh, there's George Takei. He's
I'm gonna
fucking
guess
out there doing
gotta be
shit.
close.
Oh, he's got to be.
Gotta
Yeah.
be close.
84.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
Two,
Well, he's a little,
Little
younger
young
than-
buck.
Hey,
Little
80.
young buck.
Young buck at 84.
You have no idea.
What about Eastwood? How old's
I just
Eastwood?
can't
He's gotta be
believe
like
this dude was
83,
born in
84.
1931, man.
Jesus.
God, that
Betty
sounds so
White's gonna be
crazy.
100 in like
Right.
3
That sounds
months.
so crazy. Have we talked about how that's the thing on social media right now that they're saying that the kids are saying anyone born before the year 2000 was you were born in the late 1900s?
In the late 1900s.
Fuck these kids.
Yeah, fuck them kids.
Not wrong.
I mean, they're not wrong, but
They're
it
not
just
wrong,
makes
but
us
fuck
feel
these
bad.
kids.
Yo, I don't give a shit. Growing up in the 90s is the greatest fucking just
It was.
awesome thing
Yeah,
that could happen to
a
you.
lot of great shit. But if you ask them growing up in the 2000s
I mean,
and all that
Sure.
shit, they're gonna be happy about it too because they don't fucking know.
Growing up
but,
with the internet
but
like that.
I can only imagine. Like even I don't really remember the 80s. I always consider myself a 90s kid because that was when I remembered
right.
the
Yeah.
most, of the shit
Yeah.
that I did. But I was born for a majority of the 80s. You know what I mean? So
You were.
I
should
was alive
I
for
remember
was
the
literally
80s,
born
honestly.
in
should.
19.
I mean, I do. I remember
You
shit.
should remember some of the 80s, bro.
I remember some of the 80s. I remember some of the 80s, but some of that shit, like I just remember vividly for some reason that I always assume that my memories are in the 90s for some reason.
If I remember anything, it's
that's
the
your
very
adolescence.
late 80s.
Right.
80, 89, because I was born in 86. So,
Yeah.
like, few memories, probably early. Most of my memories are probably
Damn,
early
you remember
90s, like-
89?
I feel like I do. I feel like there's certain flashes that I have. from being a
3-year-old
kid.
memories?
I did. I remember being a little kid and having an ear infection and laying in a bed. I don't remember where the bed was, but it had to be the 80s.
Sounds like
it had to
shrooms.
be. It
See-
might have been.
I always wonder
I was a
about shit
wild
like
kid.
that. Like, is that really things that you remember, or do you remember those
Oh,
things
no, this was
because
real,
they were
bro.
told to you? Like, I
No.
don't know if either of you or anyone here saw Reminiscence, but there was a scene in that where she was talking about. It was very early on in the movie because I fell asleep and I don't remember half
Was that
the movie.
Hugh Jackman? Was that Hugh
I-
Jackman?
Yeah, the
It
Hugh
is, it
Jackman
is.
movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
And then there was a scene in there where he starts explaining where she's like, "Wait a minute, how did you see me doing that? Because you're just looking at my memories, and I don't remember doing that." And he's like, and he explains to her, he's like, he says something to her along the lines of like, "Close your eyes and think of, the first time you had your first kiss." And start, and he's, describing, think about this part and that part and that part. He's like, by this point in the memory, you see both him and you, right? But you obviously don't have a third person view of your own memories, but you externalize that in your memories because of the description of what you think you remember of what's going on. And you end up a lot of times in your memories like third personing yourself, even though obviously that's not your view of your memories, right? So I do wonder, like I have a lot of similar memories where I'm like, oh, I remember that. And when I look back at like the fucking photos, I was like 3 or 4 years old. And I wonder if like, do I actually remember doing that? Or is it because I saw this photo, you know, 8 years ago,
and you can
now
visualize
I
yourself
feel like
where you
that's an
would have
actual memory. Yeah. I don't know. I really don't remember. I try to when I think about like what's the earliest memory that I really have, I really can only remember one thing or maybe two things that happened in kindergarten and then one thing that happened in like pre-K. But those are like very specific memories. And so I guess I was like maybe three, probably I think 4 years old. I don't know. I was early when I went to college. When I went to school.
I remember shit from like first grade, maybe like small.
First
things.
grade,
Just
vivid memories of first grade.
You don't
prior to
develop-
that,
you don't develop the ability to make long-term memories until the age of like 3.
Okay.
So it's impossible to remember something from before that.
Right.
Now, obviously, it's not like a hard and fast.
Makes
Like
sense.
on your third birthday, it suddenly like clicks. But but yeah, I mean, a lot of times, if you look at like the studies and shit, like first-person memory is horrible. It shouldn't even be allowed in like courtrooms. It's so bad. You can be convinced that you've had memory. Like there's been so many studies that are just your memory's fucked.
yeah.
There's
Especially when you smoke as much as I do.
there are a shit ton of cases where the people are literally like implanting thoughts in your head.
Yeah, for sure.
And then by the end of it,
you're being incepted.
Yeah, and then by the end of it, they're making you feel like even though you know you weren't there doing this,
So that's
they're
such a
like
straight face.
even though you weren't
joking.
there.
No, you were really being
Even though you weren't there, though, you start to think like, "Fuck, did I do that?"
Yeah, man.
You know
for
what I
sure.
mean? And then they really fuck with your mind to that point. So yeah, our mind can be a powerful thing, but at the same time, it can really fuck you over, man.
I have vivid memories of a pre-K that I went to because years later
They touch your pee-pee.
I know. I remember my mom found out that they were abusing kids there.
Damn.
And I remember getting smacked multiple times.
Oh, okay.
In the head, like,
I thought a different abusing.
I wish. I
thought a different
wish they were
abuse.
just
Damn.
in the head. They were just in that. And if you had a stomach ache,
Wait,
they were like, go
wish
stand
they
by
were
the
smacking
garbage.
your pee-pee?
I mean, no one was touching my pee-pee when I was that little.
See,
so.
man,
That's
man.
a good thing, bro.
this is how I know. This is how I know. This is just another reason why I know Dave is not a minority. Just because you got smacked, that's a repressed memory that you had to, bro.
In
That was
school, bro? They were smacking you in school? Where the fuck did you go to school?
bro.
They were
Back in the
beating your
days,
ass.
they would
Catholic school?
encourage that you get fucking smacked.
Yeah, my mom would be like, if the teacher hits you, I'm going to ask her
deserved
what
it.
the fuck you did because I bet you deserved it.
Right.
Damn. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. No. White parents were not like that. They hit you. I'm going down to that motherfucking school right now. You're
Yeah,
hitting my
that's why-
motherfucking kid. They're like,
and
yo, your parents are
That's
like,
what
yo,
I
you
wanted
deserved
them to
it.
say.
That's why they're called Karens now, bro. When have you ever met a Hispanic woman named Karen?
Never.
Doesn't happen.
No.
That's
Got
because
in?
they.
No, that don't work.
No, Karen, no.
There's no Karens.
No, I think to this day, like my mom, well, probably like nowadays, everybody's like in an uproar about everything. So, but if I were to go to my mom and be like, yeah, so, my son got the teacher smacked him in school, she'd be like, what'd he do?
Damn.
Yeah, she'd be like, what'd he do?
What about your daughter?
Oh, you
What
got
about-
to teach your kid to be a better person.
What
Good
about your
question.
daughter?
Good
She
question.
loves your daughter. You told us that. If she got smacked in school, is it the same thing?
Probably, yeah.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah.
Damn.
Okay.
Maybe she might
Wow.
be like, oh, but why? She might
There's
do
more
that.
concern in her voice.
A little bit more
That's-
concerned, but it's just
that's
like,
terrible.
but it's still at the same
But it's
time.
still,
they
but
probably be
why?
like,
Yeah, but why?
yeah, but
What'd
why?
she do?
What'd she
Yeah.
do?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. My parents, yeah. I don't even give a shit. I remember walking. That's one of the memories I do remember. I do have is we lived off of North Clinton Avenue. If you all know, even back then, wasn't the best of neighborhoods.
Sure.
But I remember vividly walking back home from school, which was on North Clinton Avenue. That was my elementary school. And I remember just walking to school, walking back to school. They don't do that shit now. Fucking let your kids walk to anywhere.
Yeah, that's not even just down in the city. That's everywhere now.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. In general.
Being a kid, man, just going and playing in the neighborhood. My mom didn't know whose house we were at. What the fuck?
Right. Yeah, you would just take off.
Even if I got kidnapped, I'm gonna make sure I'm home by 9 because getting kidnapped is not an accurate excuse to be late.
Oh, you were kidnapped?
The lights. Oh, okay.
Really?
Yep.
I'm gonna drop
take
some
you?
small town shit on you just because over here, like you straight up still see. I'm talking like 9-year-olds riding the subway by themselves.
That's crazy.
Damn,
Maybe
that's wild.
Maybe somewhere between 9 and 12. Let's say I can't gauge.
You're talking about like New York City in general.
That's what I'm saying. Like in the city, Manhattan, Bronx, Brooklyn,
wild,
Queens.
They
Definitely kids walk. I mean, they got no other choice. Like motherfucking
Your
parents
grown
is
men
working.
don't ride.
There's not as many
Mom
as
and dad
before.
are
Like the
working.
whole latchkey kid thing. It's not as prevalent as before, but still, lots of kids still make their way to school on their own with zero parental involvement. And you wonder, like, you'd be riding the train, and I look, and I'm like. This was obviously pre-COVID because I haven't fucking rode a subway since the pandemic started. But I look at these kids and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is wild. And there's a part of me that always growing up, or not, excuse me, not growing up, but like when I went to college and I started meeting like a bunch of people that grew up in New York, I would always be like, damn, like your childhood was wild. Like that shit was fucking crazy. I wish I had that kind of childhood. And I want my kids to have that childhood. And then now that like I'm grown a person, I'm like, I don't know that I really want my kids riding the subway by themselves at 10 years old.
Not that young.
Because because it's no longer, hey, I'm dropping the kids off to school on the way to work. Like work could be on a whole different on a whole different island, in a whole different area, and then the kids have to go in a different direction. A couple of hours. It's like a 2-hour trip. Or some crazy shit like that.
I mean, the kids is probably going to travel. You might be going 2 hours to
I might
work.
be trying. Yeah, exactly. Like my shit might be 2 hours.
Riding 15, 30 minutes on the train or some shit like that.
Yep. So, that's.
But not where I'm at. Like where I'm at now. Now I'm in the burbs. It's basically that Rochester. Ain't nobody letting their kids walk around by themselves.
Nah. All right. I think this is a good time where we're going to just have Bob leave the studio because we're going to talk about Comic-Con. I'm just kidding. You don't have to leave the studio.
We're gonna have Bob step out for a minute.
Peace out.
Fuck, all right.
Just going to be a big
no.
black blob over you for this segment.
Back blob.
No, we didn't get the opportunity last week to discuss our trip to Comic-Con because Johnny couldn't make it, for some events that transpired that he really couldn't miss the other. Yeah, it was just all out of his control. Yeah. Which it eventually turned into you having a DJ. But anyway, so we went to New York Comic-Con for just that Saturday. We didn't do the whole weekend or anything like that, but it was a good experience, especially for Dave and I who've never been to Comic-Con.
I've never been either. I want to ask you guys so much shit.
It was a very, very cool experience. There were a lot of dope ass like costumes. It's just a lot of.
It was overwhelming. I felt overwhelmed. Like even as we were walking in to the job, I was like, "Don't have a fucking panic attack, dude. Don't have a fucking panic. Like there's a lot of people around. You're good. It's all good. You're gonna start drinking soon."
It's a lot of that, and just to keep it lit. Just to keep it 1,000%. We had this whole thing. We were even prepared. We had all the stuff to make it work.
We had a game plan going in, baby. We were set.
We were set on asking people like questions and doing all this stuff, but it was our first time. Like he said, he was freaking out just trying to
just get a grasp on everything that was happening.
Johnny, have you been before?
He has. He was the pro.
So how does this year's compare to like a standard? Like with COVID, was it a little more?
There was some. It was definitely not as many people, and there was some big players that didn't show up, like some big expos that are usually there. I'm trying to remember who it was, but there was definitely like some of the like a Crunchyroll wasn't there.
Right.
You guys missed Crunchyroll?
Funko,
There was
like
no
even
Crunchyroll.
Funko,
That sucks,
like
man.
the official Funko Pop
Stand.
Yeah.
Like
stand
the-
or
the
whatever
expo- yeah,
booth, they weren't there. And there was a couple of things that, like I mentioned to the guys, like there was a section that we were at when we were just like getting drinks that was all like tables. Like literally tables, and I was like, dude, this whole section was filled with booths previously. So it was definitely less and a little bit calmer than previous years, but it wasn't
still-
like. It
wasn't
wasn't like
dead. It wasn't,
even
no. It
wasn't
50%.
dead, no.
I would say it was only down
75
maybe
75%. You said it was
not
compared
even.
to-
I
no,
honestly,
like
I would think
25%
maybe
missing.
now that I think about it, it's maybe not even 25%. Maybe more like 15%, 10%.
Wow.
Right.
It was pretty full, but it ended up like most of it was a lot of third-party independent retailers versus some of the bigger, huge booths. And there was like I remember previously there was like big interview type things, panels. Let's call
Panels,
those
yeah.
like panels that are on the expo floor. So they weren't like things you had to sign up for, like just
Yeah,
random
because
panels.
everything was kind of
Adult Swim
segregated
would
to
be
their
there
own
or shit
sections.
like that. Like, yeah, but it was still
with this
great.
one-
Like it was mad.
It was great.
Fucking
What was the
shit going
dopest
on.
thing you guys saw?
It was dope. It was dope. The I just wanted to explain that the
Abigail.
main floor was like the expo floor. The bottom was like where the signatures were. We knew because Dave actually got Anthony Starr's signature on his
Damn.
Funko for the boys. If you don't know who Anthony Starr is, he plays Homelander on the boys. So he got the signature. We had to go look for that.
Yeah, we had
so
to check
many
that out.
awesome costumes that were just like huge, and you can see that a lot of people. I was actually upset that I didn't think of it before to wear my last year's costume of Fat Thor. To Comic-Con, I would have
killed.
that would have been great.
There wasn't that many Fat
it would have
Thors
got
either.
people, to come
Talking,
more
and then we
to
coulda hit
us,
him
and we
up.
could have
We
hit him
coulda
up.
opened him
but the best thing, the best thing I think that came from that was what would you say was her name? Abigail.
Abigail.
Yeah, the
Morris,
cosplay
is
chick,
it?
dude, with the fat ass. Yeah.
Yeah,
It was-
yeah.
She had
A
some.
little,
We
a little-
saw
a
that
little
we saw that from a distance. We were like, oh shit.
No, Johnny had the
It was
camera.
Johnny, it was
He
Johnny.
had the camera, and so when he would see something dope, he would fucking shoot away from us and just
Yeah.
like run over. We would follow him, but like, where's Johnny going? Like, oh, okay, that's where Johnny's going. Gotcha.
Yep.
And he was on it with that fucking steady cam that he was rocking.
Yeah. I'm gonna put something out. I'm aiming for like the end of this week to drop some sort of
Little
like
montage
little
or
montage.
Nice.
Yeah, highlight clip. It was a dope ass experience. Even though we had everything like in our mind, like what we wanted to do, it was still kind of overwhelming because it was our first time.
Yeah.
So we managed to get really drunk. Because
We
we
did.
managed to get like very drunk
For a
They
lot of
served
money.
drinks
They
at
were
Comic-Con.
not cheap. They were not cheap.
Yeah. There were still drinks at Comic-Con. So we were drinking pretty heavily. Now I know that we could probably sneak some shit in
Oh, we
to
could
drink
easily
at
sneak some
at
shit.
Comic-Con.
Yeah, we should have brought so much booze in there.
Yeah,
dude.
So we probably paid too much
They
for
don't
booze.
search your shit when you go in?
They don't search your. I mean,
It was a light
They
search.
look.
It wasn't. Yeah, they
Like
give
you
a
have
little
to
peek.
open up your bag.
they're not.
They look.
They're
If
not
they don't
patting
see
you down.
if they don't see a
Have you seen the
gun
YouTube
or
video of the
anything
old
in
guy
there,
doing
then
the
you're
pat
good.
down?
Yeah, they don't
It's
do
like
the
going
pat
into a
down.
stadium.
Oh yeah, the old guy. Yeah,
It's like,
Yep.
he's more blessing you.
So what's the dopest thing you guys saw?
Get on.
The thing.
I just told you, Abigail's booty.
Yeah, she was
Badass
dope.
booty.
The best costumes that I've seen were, I think I posted up the photos of
The Mando dude that
Mando
looked
dude.
like Pedro Pascal.
He looked just like
saw
Pedro
that.
Pascal.
It's one thing to have a dope costume, but when you take your shit off and you look like Mando still,
were
that
like,
was insane.
fuck.
And we were just walking
Yeah.
by, and you were like, "Yo, I got to get some fucking pictures." Of
Yeah,
that. That was
because just the
dope.
Mando costume
Yeah.
looked dope.
Yeah,
and
there was
that's
a
why
bunch
I caught
of
him with
Mandos.
it.
There was so many Mandos, but this dude.
it looked dope. And then he took the like the helmet off, and we were like, holy shit. So that was really dope. The best ones that I saw was the as we were walking out. I don't think we got any footage. I definitely didn't get a picture. But if you're familiar with the Dark Knight Metal comic series,
for sure,
there was a group of guys. There was a group where each one was dressed as the different Batman.
Oh my
from
God.
there.
You didn't get a picture
and
of that?
I didn't get a picture of it because it like happened so fast that
so
they were
sick.
literally like walking. I saw the girl because she was like was she Aqua, like the Aquaman Batman, right?
Yeah.
So I saw her and I was like, wait, she looks like she's from Met, and then instantly like behind her was everyone else.
Oh, that's sick.
And I was like, oh, holy shit. These guys didn't know what the fuck I was, talking about.
We were probably drunk at that point.
Yeah. And we were actually on our way out. Like we were about to head out and leave.
We were definitely drunk at that point.
So I didn't get any footage of that, but I remember I was like, yo, that is so fucking dope that they
sick.
all came in with those costumes and then like I saw them all and I was like, but wait, where's shit? And then right in behind them was Batman Who Laughs. And I was like, oh man, that was fucking fire. So that was
that's like the cosplay Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah. That was right at the end.
And the awesome thing was that like nobody gave a shit about anything. I mean, like nobody was getting picked
That's just
on.
New
Like,
York.
And you saw like there was Harley Quinns that looked like Margot Robbie,
Yeah.
and then there was Harley Quinns that looked like Roseanne Barr dressing as Harley Quinn.
Yeah.
And like nobody gave a shit. Like everyone was just themselves. Like there were so many different costumes, and I thought that was really awesome.
Couple Jay and Silent Bobs.
There's the one Silent Bob.
Yeah.
There was
yeah.
one,
Like fucking Kevin Smith, bro.
was
Like
fucking
around the
Kevin Smith,
food
though.
trucks,
Yeah.
around the food trucks, bro.
We caught footage of him.
Yeah, he
that
was
was
legit,
cool.
dude. He was
He was
really
smoking
cool.
and everything. Like
He
it was
yeah.
perfect.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah, so it was great. So we saw a lot of things. We caught a lot of Johnny caught a lot of footage just randomly walking around but
sick. I can't
we
wait to see
we
it.
just didn't get the opportunity to ask like questions. I was handing out that we bought a bunch of cards and shit, so we were handing out podcast
stickers.
cards and stickers with QR codes. So we got that. I started when we started walking through the city. I started like
Just plastering them around
plastering
Manhattan.
insensitive culture. Allegedly.
This is
No
a
one can
fact.
prove that.
This happened.
Our stickers with QR codes on all like the stoplights.
As if
and
homeless
fucking-
guys are gonna pull out their iPhones.
No,
and
people are
scan
just
the
gonna be
QR
walking.
codes.
People are just gonna be walking,
That's
crossing
fair.
the street. Like, what the fuck is that?
Yeah. That was
Maybe on the
Manhattan.
off
It was
chance.
Manhattan.
Yeah, on the off chance. So, but it was a great time. So that we can wrap up the whole thing. Unless anybody has like a specific memory that they can think of, I really want to talk about afterward.
Oh yeah.
yo,
No,
so-
I thought you were gonna move on from everything, and I was like,
No. So, all right. So Johnny, right? Our plan, right? Because we were pretty spent.
I mean, we put in about 20,000 steps at that.
Yo, we
point,
did,
right?
we did,
Like,
we did. It
looked
was
at our
crazy.
steps
Like
and our-
literally, my
our
legs
health apps.
felt like jello.
bet,
I
yeah.
was.
He was hurting.
I didn't sit down the entire day. We were walking from there. I think we got there like 11. It opened at 10. We got there
Sounds
around
about right,
11, and we were walking. And we left like close. It wasn't at closing
like
time, which was
5:30,
7. It was like
5:36,
5:36
somewhere
o'clock.
around.
So about an hour off. But that whole entire time, I was walking, handing out cards. We were talking, drinking, hanging out.
Drinking, especially. Like, there
Drinking
was just
especially.
So much drinking.
Yeah. And then so Johnny was like, yo, do you want to go watch? We always thought like we're gonna go to the movies afterward.
We're gonna see the new Bond movie.
Yeah,
That
the
was
new
our
Bond
plan.
flick. And
Daniel Craig.
I probably should have just said fuck it. and
We
said
should
that.
have. Yes, we should have.
Because the second that I was like, bro, if we go to the movie theater right now, like I'm gonna fall asleep.
Fall asleep.
I
100%. I was
can't
just
fuck
saying
with
same
it.
thing. I'm a
Like,
grown man.
Like
I'm
I
gonna
can't
fall
do
asleep.
it.
Yeah.
I
We
felt
all
the
would've-
same way though.
we all
Like,
would've-
once he
yeah,
said
we
that, I
all
was
felt
like,
that.
yeah, me probably too.
Yeah,
Especially
I'm gonna
with that
fall
Bond
asleep.
movie being
Because it was like 3 hours
2:45.
long, bro. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
crazy long.
So then Johnny's just like we get outside and he's like, yo, you're in New York. Like we gotta
do
live it up. We
something.
gotta do something.
Gotta do New
and
York.
all I'm thinking is I want to sit the fuck down. Like my
whole
legs
time.
are jello.
Let's find a
so
place
he's
that you
like,
could sit
yo,
down.
let's find a bar whatever. I'm like, all right, cool. Johnny has what felt like walking the entire Manhattan trying to find a bar.
Damn.
So we finally find like this small Irish bar and shit.
3
And we're-
blocks.
Yeah, like
It
3
wasn't,
blocks.
it wasn't,
blocks.
it wasn't that far, dude. It wasn't that far.
It wasn't that far, but it felt like it was
But
that far.
it feels far. It feels far
does.
for
We
sure.
had been
especially when
walking
you're
and
not
we were
from there.
drunk.
It definitely
Right.
wasn't far for me, but I can understand why it's far for.
Oh no, it was just
town.
literally
Did you-
my legs are jello.
Johnny,
That's
did you
all I
know
felt.
the bar you were going to?
No,
No,
he did
so-
not
no,
know
no,
that
no.
Irish.
No.
No,
We
he-
stumbled into this
I'm
Irish
not
bar.
from that area.
We stumbled into
rarely
this
hung around
Irish
there.
bar, and Johnny was just like, he literally was like, I'm just looking for the places that aren't like all glitz and glamour, like so that, like this
Touristy.
this
Yeah, you want the
touristy
hole in the
stuff.
wall.
Yeah.
So then he literally was
Right,
just
exactly.
like, that spot right there looks awesome.
Looks dingy
So we
enough
went
for
in
us
there,
to
and
be
it was
drinking
and
it.
it was a nice spot.
it was a real nice
It wasn't crazy. They had good food. Like we were chilling, we were drinking, we continued it. We actually met a Bellator fighter.
Bellator fighter.
Oh, no.
who
We
didn't
just
know
happened-
that.
No, we did not.
Do
We
you know
did not
who-
know
who
that.
it was?
Trevor Goody.
Trevor Goody.
Trevor Goody. So yeah, so we didn't know that he was a fighter or anything like that. But Dave ended up like speaking to him about like the food, and we started just going
their
back
food
and
looked
forth.
bomb, and I was like, "Yo, that looks good. What is that?" And we just started talking. So like we had a little repertoire.
That's cool.
Yeah, it was nice.
Did you get cop his digits?
He was cool. We all right at the end, as he was about to walk out, is some like we just exchanged like he followed us. We asked him like, you know, like, oh, what's your,
shit.
cause his girlfriend just came out and was just like, oh, what's your or he's an MMA fighter or something like that, or you know, and we're like, oh, so what's your thing? Like, what's your IG handle?
Yeah.
And we followed him, and he was so happy that he had such a good like experience just talking to
Yeah.
us and stuff, that he asked us ours, and we followed each other and stuff like that.
Shit.
But I mean, it wasn't anything crazy. It was just like, and then
Crazy.
after
you
she
guys are in a
said,
committed relationship now.
I know.
chance.
After she said it though, I noticed he had like the cauliflower ear and everything. He had the mohawk haircut that made sense.
After we found that out, I think I made a joke about Johnny trying to fight him. I was like, I don't think you should do that, bro.
I did think no. I think I was like, well, good shit. None of us are belligerent
Yeah, right.
assholes because we would have picked a fight with the
laid
guy.
out.
Yeah.
And
There's some
just got-
videos on his Instagram of him just knocking dudes the fuck out.
Could you
dude,
imagine?
So don't fuck around.
Could you
It's
imagine
crazy.
if you
Word.
would have asked him like, "Yo, what is that? It looks good," and he was just like, "Dude, leave me the fuck alone."
I would have punched his cauliflower fucking ear.
Nah, Dave would have been like, "Oh shit, I'm
Oh,
gonna
sure.
shut the
Okay.
fuck up."
Like, you want to switch
Right.
seats, Walk? You want to switch
What's
seats?
up? What's up? How's your
Those
how's
habanero
your
wings?
food?
Those look good. I'll have one of those.
No, but and then after all of that, that was cool. And then we start heading back. We start heading back to the car. We get into the car. I thought
And
we
we
were
thought
going
this
back.
was it. We thought, you
We-
know what?
I thought it was it.
We did the New York
wrap.
thing. We went to an Irish pub.
Johnny
That's
gets
not
us
enough.
over.
Come on.
What time? What
You're
time is
Manhattan.
it?
Greatest city in the world.
What time did we leave the Irish pub?
No, well, we went to the Irish pub, then we ended up somewhere else.
Right.
We drove to
7:30.
another spot that was closer
Okay. So
to
it was like 8.
his old
And then
apartment.
we went
and
to
it was
another bar.
yeah, we had
That's
fun. We
just
were
like
taking
a-
a bunch of drinks and
There's
shit.
like a
We-
straight
You're heading in the
college
general
dive bar.
direction
It was.
of
We
home.
are
What?
still heading towards home. We're still heading towards
It's
home,
homish.
but
It's homish.
homish. At that bar, we had a bunch of shots.
What was
a
the
bunch
name of that
drinks.
place? What was the name of that place that we went to?
it was
Jake-
not Jake's
Jake
Dilemma. Was
something?
it Jake's Dilemma?
It was okay. That was Jake's
It
Dilemma.
was either
yes.
Jake's Dilemma or the Gin Mill. They're literally
No, it
the
was
exact
it was
same
Jake's
bar.
Dilemma.
Yeah.
And they were opposites, right? Like
Yes.
the one
Yeah,
bar was
they're
on one side, but
mirrors
they were
of
the
each
same
other.
layout. It was the weirdest thing.
crazy.
Yeah.
But it was.
It was.
I
just,
imagine like a white bartender with a black shirt, and the other one's a black bartender with a white shirt.
It was the bartender was actually African American
That
at
would be
one
dope.
place, and he was white at another place.
Yeah.
So it's really the opposite.
No, so it was actually, and that's what I love about New York is like you could literally walk into different places and have a great fucking experience and just keep it going.
Word.
But we had a great time at that spot. It was a
Peanut butter shots? Peanut butter
yeah,
shots?
we had
Yeah,
we had
peanut
some
butter shots.
screwballs.
We
We
had
had a
fucking
bunch of stuff, and then after
we had a
that,
pitcher,
it was.
right?
Oh,
Did we do a
No,
pitcher?
we
there
didn't
was
do a
just, there's
picture. We
just
didn't do a
pints.
picture.
There's just
We were just
pints.
getting
Drinks. We
yeah.
were just
Either way, that lasted until
They had a
maybe
DJ.
like
There was a DJ up in there. He was spinning.
he was.
hard.
We were
I
there
think that
for a
lasted
minute.
until
We were.
like maybe like 1. I want to say.
Nah, maybe
It
like
wasn't that
It
late.
was like 12.
11.
We
like
left there like
12.
midnight.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
We were
So
there for a while.
at this point, we were like, okay.
That's got to be it.
Now-
This was
yeah,
New
this
York,
has
right,
to
Johnny?
be it.
This was New York.
This is it.
And then we start heading back, and we are on the expressway. I'm thinking like, yeah, we're headed all the way back. We start driving all the way back.
This was the way home.
So
This is
so
the way.
Johnny drives us to this strip club.
That's the shit.
So hold on.
Wait,
So
wait.
hold on.
Listen,
So hold on.
listen.
Hold on.
Yeah.
So first off, Dave had said, as a joke, apparently. He had said a couple of times, like, let's just go to the strip club.
Scores.
And then-
I said scores.
Yeah, he
because
said
I heard
scores.
scores on Howard Stern as a kid, so scores is in
Exactly.
my head. Yes, I
and-
did say
and
that.
I know
Let's
where
go to
scores is.
We should have went to scores.
But then I'm like, scores is mad expensive. And by the time we ended up at the second
Right.
bar,
It was
Jake's,
Jake's dilemma.
scores is in the opposite direction. We'd have to go back downtown, right?
He knew where scores was though.
And so I've been there.
He's been the
I'm
scores.
pretty sure Joyce has been there with me too.
Nice. That's what's up, Joyce.
Or
Shout out to
Sapphires,
Joyce.
one of those two.
The place we ended up at was not Scores.
It was definitely not.
Let me just
So
let
he
me just
made
say
that comment and said it was no big deal. And I was,
So it was
I
in his
tried
head.
to
I
look
planted
into
the
it,
seed.
see how
I
we could
planted
get
the
there.
seed.
And I was like, nah, it's not going to work out. And so we're like, all right, let's go home, right? On the exact road on the way to my house, there's
We
a
have
long
no choice.
route, right? It's Route 303. You take that shit all the way straight to my house. There's a gentleman club on the side of the road. So I'm like, yo, y'all still want to go to the strip club? Like, let's just fucking go to the strip club.
He
If
pulls
y'all still
in.
want to go, I mean, we're here. Might as well.
We're
It's right
here.
there. It's
Dave-
not like it's out of the way.
Yeah, Dave was like, hey,
we
we're already
debated.
here.
We debated.
So
going
yeah,
in.
so I
We were
pulled
in the
off
parking
into the
lot.
parking lot.
We did.
Yeah. And I'm
And
like, y'all
I'm
want to
not
go
a-
inside or what's up?
I'm not opposed. However, I'm just like, I didn't know we were coming here. All right, whatever. So we get in here. We get into this strip club. And
Yeah.
let me tell you, we had the strangest experience that I've ever had in a strip
Ever.
club in my
One
life.
of the not even just don't even qualify it as a
hurt.
strip club. Just
It
a
hurts to be
strange
there.
experience.
Were the dudes fully nude or was
No,
it just
so here's
banana hammocks.
So you
Banana
walk in,
hammocks.
right? You walk in, and it's not packed or anything like that. There are people around the bar, and you know it looks like your usual, you know, their usual clientele.
right?
The women were actually beautiful girls.
They were smoking hot.
yeah, and
I felt so
and-
bad for them.
Yo,
Why
So-
were they there?
First of all, it was the weirdest thing. So you had to buy food. And I remember that I came in, whatever, and he had ordered. I forgot where I went. I think I used the
you
bathroom.
went to the bathroom,
Yeah, yeah.
and Johnny and I went to the bar, and she's like, "What can I get for you?" I said 3 Coronas, and she's like, "You have to order food. Do you want soup or a hot dog?"
Well, that's
And
the
John-
only
those
option.
are the only
Those
two
are the
options.
only
You
options.
have, yes,
You
only
have
two
to get
options.
something.
You have to buy something.
What kind of soup?
And I don't know. I don't know. So I recall Johnny and Locke, they ate hot dogs earlier at Comic-Con. So I knew that they liked hot dogs. I was like, let's go with hot dogs. And she's like, do you really want the hot dogs? Or do you just want to pay for the hot dogs and
Yeah.
I won't bring them? And I was like, I just want to pay for the hot dogs. I don't want a fucking hot dog right now.
They
And
bring
she's
them
like,
anyway.
Okay. And they bring
Yeah.
the hot dogs. And Johnny's like, didn't you say that you didn't want the fucking hot
Whoa,
dogs?
whoa! You don't want the hot dogs,
Bro,
Bro,
They-
you want the
they-
hot
they-
dogs at a strip club?
They bring these hot dogs
Well,
out.
I mean,
Listen,
I want- if I'm gonna- I'm cheap. If I'm gonna pay for
she
it.
reaches
You're
under
gonna
the
sit
bar
there
and
and
just
eat
pulls
a
out
fucking
2
hot
hot
dog.
dogs that are ready to go. So there wasn't like a grill. There wasn't a cook. She
Right.
pulls out these 2 hot dogs from somewhere and then a third, and they sit there and they look like they're like plastic, like Mattel
Word.
play school food. And they're sitting there and we're drinking the beers. And she's like, do you want me to take these away from you?
Yeah,
And
I
I
walk.
wait, hold on. I say, yes. And she's like, good. I wouldn't eat those either. And she puts them back under the
Yes.
bar. 5 minutes later, 2 more dudes sit down to our left.
Shit.
They don't want the soup. So they get the hot dogs. What does she do? She pulls out the 2 hot
my
dogs from under the bar and places them on the fucking counter. And I'm struggling through my like 20th Corona right now. I'm trying to drink that shit, bro. And this dude takes a bite of the hot dog, and he gags and he chokes it back because these dudes look like dicks. I wasn't gonna warn shit. He takes a bite of the hot dog, and I look at Johnny. I was like, can we go home now? And he's like, yes, finish your drinks and let's go home.
That was that situation. Now,
that was on this side of the
I
bar.
want to know. I want to know.
on.
Under the bar next to the hot dogs, is there like 2 prepared bowls
Who
of
the
soup?
fuck knows?
That she just pulls
Who the
out?
fuck knows?
I looked down to my right, and some guy did have a bowl of soup. It looked like it was French onion soup.
Why
But
go
just
through
the
the
top
hassle?
was so hard you couldn't break through
Why
it.
go through the hassle of even having the super hot dogs? Why don't you just charge somebody like a cover at the door or something?
right.
Just in case. What if somebody
just in
wants
case,
their hot dog?
Inspection.
So,
yeah.
hold on.
Must
Hold
be
on.
a
So,
Cuomo law or Rockland County.
Oh, I
Yeah.
bet you
Yeah,
it is.
yeah.
It's like the
You've gotta
last
get
county that
food.
has that law, bro.
Yeah.
So on top of that, right now, let's discuss the strippers. The strippers are
the
dancing.
other side of the bar.
Yeah, on the other side of the bar. We're at the bar. This is all happening here. The strippers, like I said, they're beautiful girls. They are all dancing to their own beat. No one is dancing to stripper music because the music that's playing isn't even stripper
Wait,
music,
preface
and they're
this.
all going very slowly, like to their
What kind
own
of music is
A
playing?
normal strip club. You've been to a strip club,
Yeah.
right?
The woman-
you walk up to the stage, and
Right.
there's the girls dancing. You have your money ready.
Yep.
You want to give them something, dude. They want to fucking take it.
Yes.
This bar, COVID restrictions.
Well,
The stage was in the middle of the bar, behind
was,
the bar,
it
so you
was.
couldn't even walk up to the
Right.
stage.
Not
These
getting
girls are
even
just
close.
doing their thing
Right.
in the middle.
hold
of
on,
the
hold
stage.
on. So they're doing their things in the background behind the bartender, and we're all looking right. So
Is the bartender attractive at least?
She was like an old
she-
cougarish. She was
Yeah,
good
yeah,
looking.
yeah.
She
Sure?
wasn't bad.
Was
Yeah.
she mature?
She was
she
weathered.
was-
She was weathered for sure.
So the girl behind the at the that was actually stripping,
Right.
wasn't going to the beat, and then at the end of it I realized none of them went to the beat because if you ever been to a strip club,
Yeah.
the stripper decides what music goes
Right.
and then they perform to that.
I don't
It didn't
think that
go
was
to the
happening
beat.
here.
They were going very slowly.
They were literally just like
tripping on something.
1, 2.
Yeah. It was so weird, so weird.
4.
And then on top of that, to make it even more fucking weird, right? They did whatever they did around one time, took their top off, did whatever they did, made it around the pole like one time, and then they literally walked around the bar collecting dollars.
With like,
Like
a
down
bag.
on
So
like a church plate.
Like a church
Like
plate,
just
bro.
holding
with like
out
a
the
little
motherfucking
bag.
plate, bro. Like,
It was like an offering. What's your offering today?
what would you like to give?
So
How much did you like my
that's,
titties?
That's kind of smart on their. I mean, it's easy not to give a girl a couple of dollars when she's just dancing in front of you, but when
Right.
she comes up and looks you dead in the eye, like
Yeah,
I
That's what I'm
Word.
saying.
never
We wanted to go here,
experienced
just sit in
this.
the back,
Right.
watch
Word.
some chicks dance,
Right.
drink a beer or two, and then head home for the night. But
I didn't even know you were going
We
there.
walked into this bar, dude, and like. They just came to us like just because we were new, like we were different. We weren't the
Yeah.
same fucking rednecks that were sitting around this bar. So
Word.
like they walked over, dude, and like the first chick, like luckily Johnny had a couple singles on him. We had no cash after that.
oh shit.
So the second chick who was fucking
yeah. She was
Keep going.
dope. Whatever. She gets off the second chip. She was
Smoking.
dope. Like so hot. She ends up. So when the third one was supposed to come around, no one was coming out, and I'm like, all right. So like music's playing, nothing. Right. This girl that was sitting to our right was next to somebody else who looked like your average like person. Like she was cute, whatever, but she was like she looked like she was there with him. She gets up, walks around the bar.
That's hot.
Goes up to the strip. I'm like,
And just starts going?
No. She goes to the pole, and then I'm like, oh, okay. So I guess she's a stripper. Whatever. Okay, cool. She literally, her whole move was literally she grabbed the pole, she lifted her left leg, lifted her right leg, moved a quarter. Lifted her left leg, lifted
hokey
her
pokey?
right leg, did that all the way around, right? And then that's when she took off her clothes, like her dress, lifted her left leg, lifted her right leg all the way around.
What?
That's all she did. And then her bra came off and did the same exact move the entire.
Was she on something? Did she look fucked
No.
up?
The funniest part with that though was Johnny's drunk ass, like, because he was talking to us extremely loud, right? And
course.
he was like,
Of course,
yo,
that's
so
his
then her
yelling-
top
his
came up.
yelling
He
drunk
was
song.
like, when did her top come off? Holy
And I like
shit.
turned his
She's
face
a
towards the
magician.
tits. I was like, that's when they came off. There's
Yo,
the
but the
titties.
entire time, literally
I
her move
definitely-
was lift the
I
left
remember
leg.
looking at them, and when I turned around, she was
massive
completely gone.
titties were
Yeah,
on
yeah,
too.
she
They
had
were
big titties.
huge.
I was like,
And she
holy
was-
shit.
And she was
Like,
good
I
looking. I'm not
never
going to say
saw
that
it.
she wasn't. However, her entire move the entire time
had
was
zero
literally
moves.
lift left leg, lift right leg.
Like it
quarter
looked
move
like it was amateur
around
night.
the pole.
Oh yeah,
It was crazy.
bad.
It was crazy.
For a
and
Saturday.
then she
Yeah.
steps down, right? And at this point, the one that was smoking hot before her comes up to us and starts talking to us for some reason.
Like behind
And
the
I'm-
bar.
And
Trying
I'm
to
like,
get a dance. Yeah,
I'm
trying to get a
telling
dance.
Dave, I'm
For
like,
some
bro,
reason, we know why.
I'm like, yo, bro, let's go.
Let's go.
Like, let's go.
Yeah.
And
You're
Dave
not
is
a
like,
regular.
still hasn't finished his last. So then she comes up
You
and
don't
she's
look
talking. She's
redneck
talking to
or
me
Mexican.
because I'm the one standing up.
You're not from
and
here.
she's like, hey, blah blah blah, and I'm trying to be like as standoffish as possible. And then that
The
girl
other
that
chick,
was
the chick on the
starts
stage is behind
starts
the bar
asking collecting, and then she's telling me,
chicks.
she was like, oh, but look how cute she is, babe. Like she's look
Oh,
at this
she's wingirling
baby.
it.
And
She's
she's
wingirling
trying
it.
to wingirl it, and I'm
awesome.
telling them,
Helping a girl
and
out,
Dave is
man.
like,
We
and
were.
Dave is like, yo, I haven't even finished my beer. I'm like, fucking chug that
I'm like,
fucking beer,
chugging it
bro.
down, I'm chugging it
Let's
down, I'm
go.
trying, I'm
Let's go.
trying.
I even told her, and then she
Like
said some
moths
shit
to a
like that,
flame.
and I was just like, and she was like, "What? You're not gonna get?" And I'm just like, I'm trying to leave. Like I said some shit like that to the
Just
point where
very
she just
matter of
looked at
fact.
me, and then just walked off.
Damn.
Like
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I'm like, bro, this is
That's
the
the
weirdest
only way.
experience I've ever been
crazy.
in a
Yeah.
strip club.
Let's get outta
Let's
here.
get the fuck
get
out
outta
of here.
Yeah.
And then we went back to the car and just had the biggest laugh
Oh,
of
bro.
our life. It was
That
the
ride home.
strangest
That's
thing.
crazy. Have you been to that strip club before?
Never.
No, that
that
was
was my first time. I've seen
we
it
tag them?
many times driving by.
Have you gone back since?
Oh, he's
No.
planning on going. He's been there every night since.
Bro, if that was a Saturday, imagine like a Wednesday night.
Oh my god, bro.
Oh my
That
god,
was,
I can't.
It was so sad.
Oh man,
That was
That was the
wild.
A
You're
squad.
right.
Like,
that
this
was a
was-
fucking Saturday.
This should have been like the starters
Jesus.
coming in, hitting hard. And
I
shit
mean,
was-
where I am,
Oh.
this shit is.
They didn't care.
it was sad.
This is
sad.
the
It
highlight
made
of
me-
these
for
people's
Space Jam
lives.
and you got like Mike or something.
It made me more sad.
It was it was the weirdest experience I've ever had at a strip club.
If any of those girls are listening, you can do better than that. Reality Kings, Brazzers are all available.
Cams, just
Yeah, my free cams.
only
Go to my
fans.
free cams, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Fans
that
league.
place is the worst. It
Anything.
was so bad. The hot dogs.
Hot dogs.
No.
he just
That's what had it for me.
he can't let go of the
She was
hot
like,
dog.
Hot
yeah, I
dogs.
wouldn't eat
I was
those either.
nauseous, bro. I was nauseous after when those guys ate the hot dogs. I was like, my stomach hurts. We have to go home now, bro. Like I'm done. I'm done. I had to choke that beer back, bro. Like it was the grossest shit. Oh,
All right, we had to let that story out because it was the weirdest experience.
lace,
but
lace
Comic-Con
gentlemen's club.
Comic-Con in general, we can't wait to go back next year. We're gonna have to do that.
You guys
we're
have to
gonna
go
run it
back to the same strip club. You
We're
have
gonna
to.
no.
Yeah, you gotta make
have
that.
to.
Let's do
you gotta
it.
make
Yeah,
that
that's
part of
gonna
the
be every
experience.
Let's
year.
go back with
We'll
the
be more
fattest,
prepared.
Anniversary.
the fattest stack, bro.
You need to go back and bring like
if
a
we
pack
had
of
money-
hot dogs and just
if-
like I know you guys need these.
Just a little charbroil grill, set it up in the parking lot, get
I
it
got
going.
this. I got this.
Yo, bro, before you walk in there,
You're gonna want
free.
these hot dogs. You don't want
gonna
those.
want-
yeah,
you
you
don't
you,
want
you don't
those.
want any of those.
If you really want a hot dog,
Eat one of these. Whips his
I'm
pants
sure
open.
you came to the strip club for hot dogs.
Yeah, oh my
Hot
god.
dogs.
But actually the women were actually
That's what was
smoking
so
like they were
pretty hot.
cute.
They
They were pretty
good
hot,
looking.
and I'm like,
crazy.
this is like it just doesn't
Why?
compute.
Why?
As like the experiences, it was
No way they went home with more than $7 that night.
that was horrible.
free
It was
hot dogs.
horrible.
Four of them went for Johnny. Like he gave them. Yeah, those were all the singles he
All
had
the
on them
cash
for the
there
first
was.
chick. That was it.
Yeah.
We
All
were
right,
done.
guys, we gotta move on to the Hollywood segment.
Hollywood.
Hollywood.
Word. Hollywood. Hollywood.
Hollywood.
That was mad Hollywood.
There's a lot of Hollywood. All right, guys. Shit, I still can't get over that strip club. All right, so
about the hot dogs.
in recent Hollywood news this week, apparently Ryan Reynolds came out and said that he's taking a little sabbatical from acting. He just wrapped his movie. He wrapped his movie with Will Ferrell.
Which looks funny as shit.
Which looks hilarious. I believe it's called Spirited. Yep, Spirited. And then he took to the internet to say that, you know, he had a great time working with both Will Ferrell and who was the other one? I don't even know why I'm bringing her up, but anyway, he had a great time. I guess it's a version of A Christmas Carol by Charles Dickens.
Mm-hmm.
And then he came out to say that he is actually taking some time off to be more of a dad, but it's not.
Jessica Alba?
At first it wasn't Jessica Alba. No. Fuck. Now you're gonna make me do
Octavia
it.
Spencer.
Octavia Spencer. There we go.
Yeah, that's right.
Octavia Spencer. That's who I was thinking. But I thought initially it was like, because a lot of people were saying, "Oh, well, fuck, we're not getting Deadpool 3, all this stuff like for a while then." But he did say it's not going to be too long because he is actually doing Free Guy 2.
Two? Oh,
Yeah, he's doing the sequel,
Damn.
and he has to do Deadpool at some time,
I didn't
which
realize
they've
that
already said
warranted
that
a sequel.
it was a good movie, and you know that
good,
if it,
but-
you know that
Or
if it made any
enough
kind of
money
impact,
that they
there.
would- that they
Hollywood
would
has
take
no
the
fresh
sequel.
ideas.
You remember we saw
Everything's
the
sequels or
Free
remakes.
Guys?
Yeah,
in
yeah.
New York. There's like
I
the
actually,
whole crew of-
they gave like that movie was an actual
Yeah, yeah,
free
yeah.
download.
Oh, yeah,
He gave me
that's
the
right.
thing because I was shooting
Oh,
the
that's
shit
dope.
with him, and I
Oh,
gave
that's
him
what that was?
our shit. He gave me Free Guy,
download code.
and I had the download code. Now I have access to it on my Apple TV Plus on
Nice.
my
What's
Apple
up?
TV. So I was like, oh, okay, like cool, whatever. But apparently there's a sequel coming. So the good news is that it's not a long sabbatical. He's just gonna take some time off because he's a normal fucking person like
Yeah,
everybody
I mean, he
else.
has kids. Like, I
He
can't
works
imagine.
mad hard too.
Yeah,
He does.
absolutely.
He
does a
he's
lot.
come out with
Yeah.
when
a lot
when
of
I said
businesses.
that to my girl, she was like really he's been in that many things. I'm like, it's fucking
Well,
Ryan
it's not.
Reynolds.
Yeah,
yo.
it's not just the fact that he's been in the movies. A lot of the movies he's been in, he's been like the personal like champion for the movie.
Yep.
So he's producing them or he's
Yep.
involved
true,
in the
yeah.
development and shit. So, and then plus the gin company. I know that was a big thing for him for a couple.
Yeah,
of years
it was, and then I believe he sold that
sold it,
though.
yeah.
Yeah, he sold that. So that
But he
that
still
was
got the
awesome.
Mint Mobile.
Yeah,
He does, yeah. He's making a lot of money right now, and he's been
Glad he
in
is.
a lot of movies. It seems like that he's just been nonstop working on shit.
Plus, I mean, he's
So-
married to Blake Lively. I wouldn't want to leave the house either.
Yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
They have kids though. They have kids. He already he has that in the bag. That's his.
They have nannies.
Yeah, that's old news now. He's not even impressed with smashing Blake Lively anymore. That's how sad it is.
It gets to that point, man. It gets to that
Damn,
point.
could
with-
you
with
imagine that?
every-
You're sick of smashing Blake Lively, bro. Like, that's insane.
I don't think he's
And
sick
no,
of smashing
any of these
Blake
dudes,
Lively.
any of these dudes, they all get sick of smashing.
Yeah, probably.
All of them.
Yeah.
Doesn't
Yeah,
matter
sure.
how hot they are. Doesn't matter. Kate
Somebody,
Upton,
I forgot who it was, but
Justin
somebody.
Verlander is sick of smashing
Megan
Kate
Fox
Upton,
is
I
divorced.
promise.
Isn't
There was a
Machine Gun Kelly's over it. He hit
For
that
real.
mad times.
No. She was married. Was she married to Brian Austin Green? They
Yeah.
have kids
Yeah.
together.
Oh,
yeah, they were married.
Yeah. So see,
Their divorce actually just finalized.
oh look
like
at
a
that.
couple days
See,
ago.
the shit happens, man.
But it's the thing, though. No matter
what
how
I'm saying.
attractive the female
Doesn't-
is,
yeah.
somebody's tired of putting up with her shit.
Damn, that's we can't say that shit on insensitive culture, bro.
Snowflake.
No,
You're a snowflake, sorry?
that's definitely the truth though.
For real.
And that goes both ways actually.
Oh, for sure,
yeah.
for sure.
Oh,
Somebody's
100%. Everyone's
somebody's
sick
fed up
of
with
fucking
George
me.
Clooney's
100
bullshit. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Ash is done.
I got old a long time ago.
Borrowed time we're on now.
It's borrowed time.
That's how this is. Borrowed time.
Why do you think I have 2 kids with
Trapped. Trapped.
with my fiance?
Got her.
It's like we gotta. Yep, you're trapped now.
Trapped.
You're trapped now.
Not going
He
anywhere.
pulled the reverse Uno.
The reverse. Oh, man. All right. So in the past weeks, there have been conversations of a possible strike in Hollywood. So I believe that they've
really
come
scared
to an
about.
agreement where we are no longer facing that strike, correct, Johnny?
That was right.
Into that article.
So yeah, so they've struck an agreement with the union and everything, so we are avoiding that strike. I was worried as hell because I'm like,
sure.
fuck.
We've already
We
had
just
a
got
lot of
past
delays,
all
bro.
that shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
With all of the delays, and now we're on a good roll. And now, but in all honesty, I understood as well because the biggest issue was the studios were being overworked. Due to a lot of the streaming process, when everything moved over to streaming, the processes, and correct me if I'm wrong, Johnny, and you know, obviously let them know some the correct information if I say anything incorrectly. But apparently, with a lot of these streaming services, they were using the same studios as the big Hollywood studios, but they weren't being paid the same because streaming is a weird way of
It's like they have different
payment, right?
rules. Yeah, it's like they have different rules for streaming versus like film versus television. And obviously, like you said, because of what has happened, I mean, even leading into it, but definitely even further exasperated by the pandemic, more effort is being put into streaming only series and exclusives and streaming movies that are exclusive to streaming. And so there was just different rules on, that the union needed to renegotiate with major studios in order to
make
try
sure
to get,
everybody is
try
paid.
to get, you know, equal status for if you're working on something that's streaming versus something that's film, or at least somewhat close to that. But, and so they got some stuff. They got a 3% raise every year for the next, I think, 3 years or something like that, which is standard practice, which is at least that, right? Like they weren't due for any wage increases. And they get like some stuff for, let me see, quoted in here, daily rest periods of 10 hours, weekend rest periods of 54 hours, improved wages and working conditions for streamings, but no details on what that includes yet. They get greater flexibility regarding pay and benefits to workers. And so, it's an improvement on what currently exists.
It was enough.
For
It was
the
enough to get the ball.
IATSE. Yeah,
It was enough to get the ball rolling.
Yeah, more than the ball rolling, they signed an agreement. Like this is what it is.
It's a done deal now.
Yeah, it's a done deal. But it averted the strike, which is good for us as consumers.
Right.
There's no strike to be worried about for us losing, filming and timetables shouldn't have changed at all. But hopefully, I can't recall what they were looking for, and what they were trying to get out of it. I do just remember that is kind of like what Wak said, right? Most specifically, people that were working on streaming-based shows were getting taken advantage of because of the rules, and hopefully it's it's a little bit more even now for them, and everybody gets a fair wage, which is all we really want.
Yeah, and they even called out like how Apple TV, since they have a smaller subscription, audience or whatever, they had less subscribers, that they were asking for like a discount from the studios, and they have some big budgeted shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, and that's a lot of people putting in work, and an ask like that is like, I understand that you're probably basing everything off of the previous Hollywood standards. When you're asking for a pay cut, that means that the studios who are providing all of the workers, makeup, visual, like everything that has to do with the actual studio production, all of those people are taking a cut now, and it wasn't fair to them. So I'm glad that they like Johnny said, I'm glad that us as consumers we are no longer facing that where we're not going to get our stuff in due time, because we're important.
Well, that's just gonna pass down to like increases in your Netflix bill, and your Hulu bill, and shit like that.
Probably.
I mean, honestly,
Always
I'm fine.
does.
Like, I got rid of satellite almost 10 years ago now.
It's been a while. I haven't had cable in a while. Dave only pays for cable.
The last time I was paying for it, I had DirecTV, and I want to say it was like $60 or $70 a month. It was insane.
Yeah.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm probably paying close to that now anyway with HBO Max.
Dave, what do you pay? What do you pay, Dave? If you don't mind.
It's no. It's an internet and TV bundle, which is why I technically still have it. They still are giving me the promo price, dude, and this has been going on for years. Like, they have not changed
what's your promo price?
It's $120
for both.
That's not too bad.
Yes,
I mean,
that's not too
That's
bad.
pretty good.
Yeah, no, exactly my point.
For me, it's not even really about the
When
price.
I lived in Manhattan, I paid $120 just for internet.
Ooh,
like, you pay whatever you
that's
feel
not bad.
comfortable paying, but when it comes to streaming versus regular TV, like, yeah, I mean, it's nice to kind of channel surf and shit, but I much prefer just being able to go and watch exactly what I want to watch.
See, when I'm on a streaming service though, like, I never know what the fuck I want to watch, dude. I go and I will
go through
spend
so
more
much
time
shit.
searching, bro. Like, when you're on cable, you can just flip channels,
like,
and
that
eventually,
looks good.
Eventually, you'll
I'm gonna
find
keep going.
something. Like, the decision gets made for you for the most part. But like, when I know what I want to watch, I can go to my streaming services and be like, oh, there it is. This is what I want to watch. This is why I'm here.
I've even gone. I told you guys that I have the Spectrum app, and I'm actually using my in-laws like login stuff.
Oh, nice.
I haven't gone to that app to like just channel surf at all.
It's nice.
No
it's
need
refreshing sometimes.
No,
dude.
there's no need
Too
to.
much shit to watch on
I know
demand.
exactly what I want to watch, or if I don't know exactly what I want to watch. Generally, like, I'm waiting on specific shows, so we know
also
what we
have
want to
kids.
watch.
Yeah, there's so many
For the most
shows.
part, my fucking kids, they all they want to watch is my
Right.
daughter. My youngest daughter wants to watch Coco Melon, and
That's
my
what I'm
son
saying.
wants
Like,
to watch
they take
YouTube.
up a good
so they
portion
don't,
of your television viewing
yeah,
time.
exactly.
Right.
Yeah,
See,
yeah.
that's
so
why
I'm
you
never
gotta get
just, like,
smart. You gotta
scrolling.
have your kids get hooked on the shows that you want to watch. Like, both my boys watch like Darkwing Duck and Gargoyles and Recess and shit like that.
That's
Nice.
what's up.
My kids,
great.
My son, who is 5, he is just not. He will straight up tell me, he's just like, I don't want to watch this, and he has like a very
That sounds like
low
me at the
attention
strip club.
span.
I was like, Johnny, I don't want to watch this. I want to go home.
At all. I tried to get my son to watch Venom so that we can all go to the movies to watch
Nice.
it.
There you go.
And he was not about it. He was just like, no, he looks
It's
scary.
like, Daddy, why is he eating tater tots that aren't cooked? That's weird.
Yeah, he just looks scary. All right, so
It's true. That's frightening for a child, dude. Like, Venom is
kind
scary,
of,
bro.
I mean, that Venom. He
It's
bought like
funny
all the
to
toys.
us, but it still looks
Yeah, to
scary
kids,
to a
bro.
kid.
I brought it. I
That
only,
voice, that Venom voice, bro. That's
I only
not-
brought it up. I only brought it up to him because he had me purchase like a few Venom toys, and he's just
Got you.
like, oh,
So
I
he
like,
didn't-
Venom.
before
He didn't
knowing
really
what Venom
know
was
Venom.
about?
Right.
Yeah, and
Gotcha.
even now, after we saw the first movie, the majority of the first movie, he will look up Venom clips on YouTube.
Oh, that's funny.
Like it's so fucking weird. But this is the younger generation, so
Yeah,
like
man.
YouTube is the shit to them.
Word.
Yeah, so I'm happy that we're not missing out on content. With the delays that we've already experienced and continue to experience, because Marvel had a few, they had a couple of delays.
Push back a bunch.
That sucks.
Which we might as well name now. So Marvel Studios had a few delays already, even outside of all of this. Doctor Strange was set to come out in March 25th, 2022. It is now coming out in May. Thor: Love and Thunder went from May to July. Black Panther 2 went from July to November. The Marvels went from November to February 2023. Ant-Man and the Wasp, we're not getting to. We were supposed to get that in February 2023. We are now getting that in July 2023.
What I don't understand why Marvel started this whole trend of like putting out dates for movies.
I know
4
they did.
years from now, and
They should have never did
just
that.
stop doing that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
I
stupid.
prefer my date on the end of my trailer.
They're
Right.
over promising and under delivering is
Yep,
what it
yep.
seems like.
It's what it is. So they just need to stop fucking telling
Where
us
does
ahead of
Marvel
time, and
get
then we'll
off?
find.
Right.
Jesus.
The nerve
Where
of these
do
assholes.
they get off?
I'm guessing this
Feige.
is. I'm gonna guess it's actually a stock market thing, since
It could be. Could be.
Disney's a lot of their value now is based on their stock price versus tickets box office sales.
Right.
I'm gonna guess it's more about right because the stock market is always
Getting the hype up
based
and
on futures, and so hyping it up, and you start naming movies
'Cause
that
we
you're
heard
coming
Blade,
out and
like,
when
last
they are.
year.
It allows
Yeah.
you to gauge the price of the stock based on that. I guess I don't know.
We heard that Blade was coming. Remember, everybody was super excited.
From Mahershala.
Mahershala Ali.
That's
and I don't even
Untitled
think that's.
Marvel. But Blade is a Disney Plus show, right? Or is it a movie?
No. It's a
I thought it
movie.
was a movie,
It's a Marvel movie.
movie.
But that's not even planned to come out until. Is it even as far
That
as
could have been.
2023?
That could have been one of the.
2024 or some shit.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
it's
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
they're not even filming.
I mean,
Like,
anything that they announced then, just add a year, right?
Yeah,
I just-
had a year.
That
I
was
hate when they
before the
announce-
pandemic.
Yeah, I hate when they announce Blade, and then like 2 months later, I hear in the news like, "Oh, they just signed a writer," and it's like, well,
Yeah,
you don't have a
exactly.
script, you don't have a
didn't even
movie
have a
yet.
fucking
Like,
script,
Right.
I can tell you, I'm coming out of the movie in 10 years.
Johnny, what did you just post a teaser for that wasn't coming out till 2023? And I was like, get the fuck out of here.
Oh,
Watch
Fury of the
Shazam.
Gods.
Fury of the Gods.
Shazam, yeah, Shazam too. And you guys got me to watch Shazam. I thought it was awesome. I should have watched it way sooner than I did. But that shit pisses me off.
Yeah.
bro.
No, yeah.
2023.
2023.
Right.
And
I gotta
even if
be
you,
here in
Because it was
2023.
in
I don't know.
Fandome, you know.
Yeah, it was a part of
DC
Fandome.
I didn't
Yeah.
catch that one. I had stopped watching it by the time
Did you see the Flash?
the
Flash first
Shazam
look?
came out.
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
the Flash
Yeah,
shit
yeah,
came
Watch
out.
the Flash.
Flash looks.
Fire,
that's actually a good
fire.
segment because or a good segue because I wanted to at least bring up the fact that Fandom was this past weekend. We got some great trailers, which that one, the Fury of the Gods, Shazam 2 Fury of the Gods, was pretty much them just saying like, hey, yeah, we're
Bullshit.
working on that
Yeah.
right now.
Right.
Because it was a lot of behind the scenes footage. We got a dope ass Batman trailer, which
yeah,
we
dude.
already knew from that first teaser trailer
That it was
that
gonna be
it
dope,
was
but
going to
this,
be
like,
dope.
This confirmed it. Like, yep, you weren't wrong.
It looks
This is
so
gonna be
fucking
fire.
good. We are getting Batman noir.
That
you know,
atmosphere, bro, in the trailer was
Yep.
just insane. If the movie touches on like 50% of that atmosphere feel,
yeah.
I'm in. Like, it's got me.
I like
that
it.
was
I
crazy.
said early on, very early on, if we get a version of like 7, because we knew that it was based on the detective series.
Mm-hmm.
We know that it is year 2 of him being Batman.
That's why he's so young.
And then the HBO spinoff that is coming to HBO Max is based on the police.
The Gotham PD.
Yeah, Gotham PD. That is based on year 1 of him being Batman. And just that gritty feeling. I felt like if I, like what I wanted was the movie 7 based in Batman.
And the trailer felt
and the
like that.
trailer
It was
almost
just-
felt like
yeah.
that. I don't think it's gonna be as crazy as like 7.
Right, 7 was crazy.
But it felt pretty dark. You look like you have a hot take on this.
I see. Here's my thing. I'm a huge Batman fan. Okay, I have been for a long time. I don't think we're ever going to do better than Michael Keaton and Mark Hamill. But I don't know. My expectation from Warner Brothers is so fucking low right now that if they put out a halfway decent, if Batman isn't like wiping his ass and throwing it at people, I'll be happy with it.
Right.
I like that it's going to be noir. I like we're finally going to get a detective story from the greatest detective. But I got to be honest with you, until
Quote,
I'm in
unquote.
the seats, until I'm in the seats and the credits are rolling, I'm not going to be satisfied. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we're just saying that it looks
It looks.
like it's going to
Yeah.
be.
Yeah.
I've already heard, like Ruben was saying, mark my words, this is going to be the greatest Batman movie. I'm like,
Yeah, but what are you basing that? What are you comparing
just
that
off
to?
of a trailer. And
Val Kilmer? I mean, yeah, sure, it'll be great. Jesus.
Val Kilmer.
I'm a huge fan of the Dark Knight series, so you know, and that's hit or miss on some people.
I agree with you. I think the Dark Knight series is amazing, but here's my hot take on that: Batman is the worst part of those movies.
And I see what he's saying because it was Case.
Okay, hang on. Second worst part because Katie Holmes and that whole Rachel, that's a whole bad character.
Yeah, I feel you on that. But the reasons why I enjoyed the Dark Knight series is the reason why people like I know Casey made his case that it wasn't a Batman movie, it was a crime drama.
That's what Batman is
with
though.
Batman. And I'm like the reason why I enjoyed those movies is because it took it out of the comic book element.
Right.
It gave me Batman. It gave me like these characters in a realistic
setting,
a realistic way, and I enjoyed the fuck out of that. Because if you're going to deviate from like the comics and how everything plays out in the comics in a fantasy world, make it an entertaining movie. And for me, it made it an entertaining movie.
Yeah.
I felt like, yes, I agree. It felt like more of a crime drama. And this billionaire who's just like figuring out ways to have like these gadgets and all of this shit, like to just play cosplay, but in real life, kind of thing. It did have that feel to it. However, they made it work. They made it feel like, damn, this could actually happen. Like someone could actually pay for this shit. And it took me out of.
Yeah, like
it took me out of reality.
Like the Michael Keaton Batman. If you picture yourself living in that Gotham, that was just so over the top and dark.
Tim Burton,
and the Tim Burton Gotham, dude, compared to the Nolan Gotham. Like the Nolan Gotham could be New York City, it could be Rochester, it could be Chicago, like it could be any
Philly.
city that we know today, and
Which it was.
like that could be right. Exactly, it was both, wasn't it? Wasn't
Yeah.
they do like bits and pieces
like a
of all
Philly-
major
Yeah, it
cities?
was
Yeah,
filmed
One of the
in
things
Philly.
I like about the over the top Tim
Pittsburgh.
Burton Gotham is that Gotham feels like a character in those
yes,
movies.
it
but
does.
that differentiates
It
them.
does.
Agreed,
One,
100%.
one is like a fantasy world, and the other is grounded, dude. And those are, I feel like, two very different Gothams, but they each have their own merits. Like, as a kid, seeing that Michael Keaton Gotham, you're like, whoa.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
this is,
Absolutely.
It was
Yeah.
mind
But
blowing.
one of the things about the Christopher Nolan Gotham is that I feel like you only get like 2 or 3 streets, Like it's the same scene on these 2 or 3 long streets. And I feel like, I get the sense that Batman could patrol that city in like an hour and a half. Like he's good. But this new one, it definitely feels like Batman's this small piece of this huge, massive city. And you get more of the sense of like how he can be a little overwhelmed keeping track of this rogue gallery of bad guys in a massive city that
Which is why he needed a spy on them all.
Right. And each of them have their own place, but that's why I'm not so tight on the fact that that it's like Batman. I was excited for the Dark Knight to be like the fact that it was a crime drama.
Yeah.
And now we threw Batman in there, and then when we came out with the sequel,
I like how we
and
completely
the Joker
stopped talking about the Batman
fandom,
just talking about.
I'm
the
just
Dark
saying,
Knight.
but I'm just saying those are the reasons why people hate, like the people that disagree with that. Those are the biggest things. But for me, like bringing it back to the Batman, it still has that feeling of a possible like so far from what we're seeing in the trailers. I still feel that crime drama, but it's more of like a horror.
It seems like
twist
a
to it.
mixture between the
Yeah.
Burton and the Nolan
A lot of-
Gothams to me. I
It
feel
does.
like.
It does. It feels like that.
a lot of people
and
are
I like
saying
it.
it's like a horror movie. It's like very like scary.
The
movie.
red, like in the
Yeah.
trailer, you see that like red pinkish light, like that seems to be
Yeah.
taking up all of the scenes, dude. It's a very surreal color. It has a surreal feel to it.
And that's again why I'm so drawn to this trailer is because I know that a lot of comic book enthusiasts love when they stick to the material. For me, I am not, as much as I've tried.
We don't know the material.
I don't know the
That's
material.
that's our point.
And
yeah.
I'm not a huge like comic
Casual
book
nerds.
person.
Yes.
Yeah, we're casual
Cop the
nerds, right?
shirt.
We know all this stuff. We've read enough comics. If something interests us enough, we will look into that. We will actually read those comics.
We'll watch YouTube videos about that comic for sure.
would.
But
We would.
I'm not reading any comics. I'm
However,
sorry.
however, like I am much more of a movie nerd.
Yeah.
I enjoy the production of a movie, and more so a movie that takes me out of my reality has done its job. And with this movie specifically, I love when they take that and they actually make a film, like a movie that has to do with the comic books, but also make it a fucking entertaining movie.
Yeah.
That is what I look for more than. So I agree that it has to stick to the material. I think
my
Rocco
wife
said
enjoy
it.
it.
I think Rocco said it best.
Yeah.
I love that you said that, and I'll say why. I think Rocco said it best. If you catch the essence of the characters, then the movie can be about whatever. But as long as you catch that essence, like you're great. And like you said, I just wanted to end on this. You said, make my wife enjoy this. My girl saw this movie, loved that Zoe Kravitz is a part of it, saw the trailer, was like, I want to watch that. That movie looks amazing.
Right.
And she is excited to watch the movie. And to me, that's what makes it.
Like my wife
you know
likes
what I mean?
gritty crime dramas, like she's
My
not
girl does too.
opposed to, a gritty drama movie, right? Even if it has action, and even if it happens to have comic book characters in it as well, that's cool. That makes it
Just make
for
it a
her.
good
It's
movie.
like that makes him like it,
Right.
But she's enjoying the full story, and I think it's going to be that she enjoyed the Dark Knight series for those reasons.
Yeah, so here's my take on that. I'm a huge comic book fan. I read comic books. I like comic books. I would say I always have been. It actually kind of for me started more towards the end of high school. So I wasn't like a hardcore comic book fan my whole life. But regardless, you don't have to stick to the comic book storyline. It doesn't have to be that, but it does need to be the inspiration.
It does feel like that for a lot of, at least how it makes it feel like.
If you read the comments, that's what it seems like.
It has to be the inspiration. Otherwise, there's no point in you taking those characters. Like, just write your own fucking movie and make up characters. Make up whatever superhero.
Why
character
use
you want.
these if they're not going to be true to who they are?
So if you don't want to do like Batman Year One, or you don't want to do the last night on Earth or whatever, that's fine. But have that be the inspiration for the story you do put together. So somebody like me who is a fan, I get the homage, and I can I'm explaining to my son and my wife, like, oh yeah, that,
Even
my
if
wife doesn't
they're
give a
true
shit,
to the character,
I'm explaining to her, she's like, yeah, whatever, I don't care.
even if they're true to the character, though, like if they make their own story, and it still
what
feels
do you ask me? Am I gonna
100%
like it?
canon.
Like, of course I'm gonna like it.
Can't
I'm gonna
it
go
be
see
an
it.
original story and not be based
would
on
you
a
be? Would you be hung up
an
on the
already
fact that it's
original
not?
It's not gonna ruin it for me. Like, I'm still gonna pay my $12.
There's a lot of people that it would ruin it.
That it ruins it for
I just
them.
don't understand why you wouldn't. Like, we have 700 issues
Agreed.
of Batman. Why wouldn't you just use the stories?
So the
Agreed.
majority-
There's
the
absolutely a ton of reason to do so. I just feel like does it have to be that the animated comic book story is always like? And obviously, there's multiverses and all of that, but do those always have to be what movies or films are based on? Even if it's just from an inspiration point, or can they be original, awesome stories?
No,
that
they can
have
100% be original. I mean, if you look at the
nothing
Nolan
but
stuff,
the same characters that still act the same,
right?
but not the same actual story.
Yeah, if you look at the Nolan stuff, that's all original shit, but it's inspired by a lot of like reoccurring Batman storylines and the Bane breaking.
It's
his back
inspired
and shit.
by
Like,
there's some inspiration there.
right, 100%. But I mean,
Inspiration is
But
good.
I guess
Inspiration is
it's
good.
kind of
you're
'Cause
taking
that
you're
was-
taking characters that people have a lot invested in, so you should do them justice. I think.
Right.
You see, and that, but that's the hang up that I have with people who are so. That's the hang up that I have with people who are so hung up on this has to match this exact thing that I remember about this character is what you mentioned earlier. you like Joaquin Phoenix as the Joker.
I do.
In Joker.
Yes.
So the biggest hang up that people have is the fact that they feel like that is not Joker.
So here's 100%, and I
Right, and I understand that too as well.
Because it's not that Joker.
It's not.
But
But
on the
because
same
the name
token-
is attached, this movie that if it gave me a lot of Taxi Driver vibes, right?
Yeah, 100%.
So
Sure.
like if they named it something like Taxi Driver, right, or The Clown, right, and it went through the whole premise, those same people would have been like, oh my God, that movie was so incredible, and they caught mental illness, so like, oh my God, like I just felt like I could feel the like how he felt throughout that home. But no, because the name The Joker was on it, it's just like, oh, that movie was utter bullshit. That wasn't the Joker. Like, how the fuck do you know that that's not the Joker? Like, there's like they even said.
But even that, even the Joker though takes things from the comics. Like there are,
Right.
Yeah. So like again, it's inspired by the stories that I know and love. So I don't mind you putting your own twist on it.
Mm-hmm.
But don't, like, I mean, if they came out and they called the movie The Joker and the guy's like 4'3" and 500 pounds and it has 3 brothers and they walk around robbing banks, I'd be like, this isn't the Joker. This is ridiculous. Why would you even do that?
Right. But that's the biggest argument that I've seen with people who are like tied to a specific character, and because he wasn't this maniac like per se, like how it was perceived in the comics and the cartoons and whatever, that they talk shit about the movie, and I'm like, but you didn't actually take time to think like this is a fucking movie.
Right.
Like this is a different take on this character.
I think their issue is going to be like, because I have this version, I'm not going to get the version I want. Because I mean, growing up, you have a character on the big screen. You don't usually get 3 or 4 different iterations at the same time like we are with Warner Brothers, because they can't get their shit together. Thank God.
They're leaning into that. Did you? I don't know if you noticed that, but they in DC Fandome, they
don't have a choice.
They kept leaning into it and be like, because of the multiversal creation of DC,
here's what pisses me off about
playing
that,
this
though.
character in this world, and I'm like, these motherfuckers are just.
You spent the last 4 years fighting that tooth and nail against all your fans, and now you're going to be like, fine. We got you guys. It's like, no, fuck you. Like, you're only doing it because we
there's
practically demanded
17
it.
flashes. Don't worry about it.
Right. So just to kind of move on a little bit with the DC Fandome, we did actually get the trailer for Black Adam, which to me I thought looked pretty dope. It looks. I'm a little iffy, even though I'm a fan of the Rock. I've never seen the Rock like be a different character other than The Rock. So I was kind of weary about that, even though I do, like him as a person and all this stuff. And I'll watch his movies just because I like him as a person.
Sure.
For as far as I know, anyway.
I know what you're saying. He's going to play The Rock.
He's going to play The Rock. However, I thought it did look dope that he,
but I think
he came out, it was dark, and the trailer looked like I might get what I want. Like I actually might enjoy this. Like I think
The Rock is Black Adam. Like that's the thing is like, that's why I think he kept on saying like, I was born to play this part and shit. Cause like, I the more I look into Black Adam and how he played, it's like, that kind of is what like the person that we know The Rock to be. So if he's going to play himself, it'll probably work out.
It'll probably work out. So I'm excited for that, for the little bit that we got in that teaser trailer, and then also the Flashpoint trailer that we got. Which was again, I'm still very reserved on that one, because it is still tied to the Zack Snyder films,
the DCEU.
Yeah, the DCEU. There are ties there. And also I said it very early on, and Johnny, in the group chat, you mentioned I don't see anything with Batman Beyond possibly coming in the future, but that was my biggest thing is like, if you're going to introduce Michael Keaton as Batman again, as an older Batman, there better be some way that this is going to swing into
That's
a
post-credit.
Batman Beyond in the future.
It's gonna be post-credit.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah.
I'm thinking so too, because if you don't do that, it's such a fucking disservice.
I mean, it's more or less greenlit. They've already talked about they're in talks with Keaton to be the older Bruce Wayne in a HBO TV show.
Oh,
It'll be a Batman Beyond type TV show.
I'm down for a Batman
I fuck
Beyond
with that.
TV
The
show.
last
As long
time
as
I
it's
heard,
not
I don't think he signed anything or agreed to
long
anything.
as
as long
it's
as
not
it's
like the
not
Titans.
Doom Patrol / Titans
Titans, yeah.
quality, if it's elevated above that, because those are like CW plus to me.
They're not gonna do Michael Keaton like that, bro.
But
But they can't.
I
that
hope
trailer,
not.
He would come back
trailer
for that
looked dope,
bullshit.
though.
He knows better.
that trailer looked pretty dope. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
hopeful. It looked good. We saw, Barry.
Ezra
We
Miller.
saw multiple. Yeah, we saw
Ezra
multiple
Miller
Barrys.
playing
Ezra Miller.
two different Flashes, and
Yeah.
I think a Supergirl. I think
I
that's
don't
what
know. I
the
think
it was a
girl's
female
character.
Flash.
I don't know if that was a
it could be a female
Flash
Flash, or I thought I saw it, or I heard in the new Rockstars
Either way,
video that it was
a big
Supergirl
tease.
character.
It
But
definitely was
yeah.
a big tease. There was just enough though to make us feel like, and
And
also
possible reverse Flash. I don't know. There was a whole nother Flash
Yeah,
suit,
I saw that. Yeah.
and he had the gold boots and shit, but he had like this weird, like neon shit. I don't know if that's
There's
a reverse
definitely-
Flash or what
yeah.
that's supposed to be. But that's
well,
that
they
looked
showed
dope.
back on the director a while back on Instagram had posted a photo of the Batman, Michael Keaton's Batman suit.
Oh yes,
with
yeah.
the Flash
Yeah.
painted over it.
Oh,
and,
yeah.
and
Batman
one of
Flash,
one of
One of the
Ezra
Flashes.
Miller's Flashes was actually wearing that.
Yeah.
Yep.
And we're like, so what the fuck is going on with
Yeah.
this? He actually
It'll
did
be
visit his
interesting.
parents. So we know that it's straying pretty far from the Flashpoint Flashpoint storyline from the actual from
I
the
mean,
comics and stuff.
kind of. It's hard
Kind
to tell
of.
from that trailer because I mean, even if you watch the intro video that Ezra Miller put in, he's basically, I mean, he blatantly says like we don't really have shit to show you. We just kind of
Yeah.
hobbled together what little we had because we're still making the fucking movie.
Yeah.
Right.
And
But
it's stuff like that. It's like I'd rather just wait, 3
Yeah.
to 6 months
Right.
and get a dope ass trailer than
so
this.
I can't wait.
that
I
movie's
can't wait for
coming out
that.
in
I'm
what,
still excited about
12
that.
months.
something like that. Yeah, it's a ways away. I want to say it's like November of next year or some shit.
Let's see. We have the interwebs. It's not even telling me.
Damn.
The Flash film. I think you're dead on. November 4th.
Yeah.
Oh, November 4th. Okay. All right. But it still has me excited. It has me
Yeah,
a little
for
bit
sure.
more excited because I was a little nervous about that.
I don't think. I think
given
the
that
last
It's a
time
long
I
time
screamed-
from now
when I
for
when I
them
found
to
out
throw
Michael
a tease
Keaton was
together.
when I found out Michael Keaton was going to be in this movie. I think the last time I screamed that loud was like when Stone Cold Steve Austin came down for the Royal Rumble. I was 7 years old in my room, just freaking out.
Oh man. All right. So I think that's pretty much wraps up what our thoughts are
Yeah, what
on
else happened at
fandom.
Fandom?
Those were the biggest things,
The Batman
honestly.
trailer. The
We
Flash,
got some
that was
trailers
pretty
for the
much
video
it.
games, like the
Justice
Yeah,
League
video
versus
games.
Justice League and all that stuff.
Suicide
But
Squad.
Wasn't
those
as
are
big as
those are the
last
most
year.
excited.
Oh,
Those are the most
Peacemaker.
exciting.
The
stuff.
Peacemaker was the
Peacemaker
yeah.
trailer that looked
Yeah, the
good.
Peacemaker trailer.
It actually
That's actually
does. I like
kind
John
of lit.
Cena in that role is pretty
Yeah.
dope.
Yeah, he's good at that.
I like the fact that that it's written by James Gunn.
Yeah.
And the majority of the episodes are directed by James Gunn. So
He
Yeah.
just I'm not a fan of John Cena as an actor. I think he takes himself too seriously.
Yeah.
But I think lately he's been kind of embracing this little more silly
he's
side.
been doing his
and-
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Blockers, dude. If you've ever seen Blockers,
That one
with
was
him,
funny,
That
yeah.
is funny, bro.
Yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
it took me a while to watch.
saw that.
But that was
Blockers was
really
good.
funny.
I like him as Peacemaker. I think he's hilarious as that.
Yeah.
It's like,
What was the
if you had to
Hulu
suck a
movie
dick
he
to
just
save,
came out
to
in?
save America?
The Hulu movie was Vacation,
that's right.
like Vacation.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Vacation
that looked
Friends.
funny as shit
Yeah,
too.
Vacation Friends.
That
I haven't
was
seen
pretty
it yet.
funny.
I haven't seen it.
It was
That
good.
was actually funny.
I have not seen that yet. But speaking of movies, I think we should get into a quick conversation. It's not really spoiler alert, but fuck it, we'll throw it into spoiler alert. We're gonna talk about our thoughts on Malignant
Yes.
No.
because
Hit the
we have to
button.
at least we have
the
to at
button.
least.
Spoiler alert button. Spoiler alert
So
button.
you know what that means.
Let me pull up my notes.
He's already.
So
he's
if you
prepared
are
his whole
not-
life for this.
If you are not familiar with Malignant, which was available on HBO Max a couple months ago,
Insensitive Shocktober.
yes, we have to at least discuss this because for a number of reasons. But if you have not seen this and you actually give a shit and you don't want to be spoiled on this movie, I would say drop off now. Thank you so much for tuning in to our episode. We love you. Please remember to rate, review, and subscribe, and to share us with your friends and family. And if you want some Insensitive merch, motherfucker, go to insensitivemerch.com. All right, so Malignant. So
Malignant.
Malignant. So the reason why I was I went ahead and I've seen this movie was because when it dropped on HBO Max, a lot of people were just like, yo, I don't know how to feel about this. It could be the worst or best movie I've ever seen in my life.
No idea what it's about.
It's a scary, it's supposed to be, it's about a woman who is experiencing these flashes where someone is murdering people and she like gets absorbed into this world. It seems like it's a dream, almost like a vision. She's
Like
absorbed
she's
into
there.
this world,
Like
like
she
she's
sees
there.
these people
and
being
like the
murdered
world
in real
literally
time.
morphs into this, and she sees a person get murdered. She wakes up screaming, and then sees a news clip that this person
Like it
was
happened.
actually
It happened,
murdered.
right. Yep.
So she's
Damn.
freaked out. Now this movie, the first few minutes in this movie, I started watching it because there was so much buzz, people talking about it on social, and I'm like, all right, let me try this out. I started it with my fiance. First, it had a pre-credit scene. I'm like, what the fuck am I watching? This shit looks low budget as fuck, right? And I'm
Oh,
like,
shit.
so why is everybody like so hype about this? Whatever. We actually stopped watching this. We stopped watching it because I'm like,
Damn.
my girl was like, well, that seemed kind of scary, so I kind of want to
seemed
stop
kinda
it.
scary.
And for me, I'm like, this shit seems cheesy as fuck. I'm okay with stopping this right now. Let's watch whatever the fuck we're gonna watch. So then I wait for a time when I was just watching it myself, and I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, it starts off okay, like where past that part, that scene cheesy. Then it got into it felt like an average like scary movie. I'm like, okay, what's going on? Whatever. And then it gets to the twist, and I start just fucking laughing at the
What is it? She's got like a little like
no. So apparently, at some point, she had.
Are you ever gonna watch this movie? You're never gonna watch this movie.
probably
No,
not.
I already prefaced this, and I asked him if you don't care, then
I
we're
don't
going
mind
to talk
spoilers.
about
I
this.
don't give a shit.
So it turns out that she had a twin that was attached to her from behind.
I knew it. Like a little like Total
Demon.
Recall.
Yeah, like a little-
It was
yeah,
a tumor.
exactly.
It was a tumor. It was a
Your
tumor that had
mind.
teeth and
It's
hair
a
and all
malignant,
kinds of shit.
right?
Yeah, it was a
Malignant
malignant
tumor.
tumor. Yeah.
So and all of this stemmed from like at some point they felt like we need to hide the. So she had the surgery to remove the limbs from her back
This
and
is
all
like
this
an adult.
and hit her.
Yeah.
She had this as a kid.
Oh, she had as a kid. Okay.
And they did this surgery where they pushed that part back into her brain.
Removed
into
the
her skull.
cancer.
Yes.
Right.
They pushed the tumor into her skull and sealed it. And
they,
this
so
all
they took
came
off
back
the
out.
limbs, but pushed
Right.
the baby
Brain.
brain back into her.
Yes.
Exactly.
Jesus
Because
Christ.
they
then-
shared a brain.
So they shared a brain, and this was her imaginary friend. From when she was younger, she would hear
Gabriel.
this person, Gabriel.
Holy shit.
And the person's talking to her, making her do weird shit.
Based on a true story.
So then
real.
Yeah.
Parasitic
No,
twin
100%.
is what they
No.
called it, right? Parasitic twin.
There was
Which
a
is,
real.
I'm sure this is a real thing. I'm sure.
Well, not just that. There was a real guy who was part of the Barnum and Bailey circus.
Mm-hmm.
He had like a conjoined twin that was on the back of his head. It had like eyes and a mouth, and it would move independently, and it would frown. And he used to say that the face would talk to him, and that nobody else could hear, but the face could talk to him. He ended up killing himself.
Yeah,
It's crazy.
So with this one,
Wonder why.
so with this one, she was in an abusive relationship. The guy smacked her head against the wall, and this woke it up.
Oh,
So
shit.
then that's when all of this stuff starts happening. So then it turns out, like at some point, like it actually comes out like she's killing everyone, and she has this whole thing where she was in jail, and and then it comes to light that this whole thing happened. You see this thing starts coming out.
Oh,
And then she's like this
damn.
backwards puppet, just like fucking John Wicking everybody, like fucking Matrix backwards. And this shit
Oh,
looks
shit.
fucking hilarious.
I like to say, so as I was watching it, I thought this is like the Jason Bourne story, but it's a fucking like malignant
Yeah.
tumor in her head that she's fucking dudes up, and she didn't even know she could do it. So like
Yeah.
once that dude popped out and like she started fucking people up, I was like, I gotta turn.
And
this
then the
off.
face
This is
behind,
bad.
yeah,
Holy
the face
shit.
behind her head. Oh, I'm trying to think of somebody. It looked like the fucking. I wanted to say it looked like
Kinda
the
looked
baby
like
from the chest of
a little
in
bit
Total
like
Recall.
that.
Yeah.
And a
But
little
a
bit
li-
like the Predator.
Yeah.
It looked
Damn.
so
It was
bad.
very
It was-
practical effect.
Is it a boy or girl?
It's
was a
Gabriel
boy.
was a boy.
Yeah, it was a boy.
Gabriel was a
Gabriel was a
So
boy.
they weren't like identical twins. But they were
Who the fuck knows?
how
Who the
how
fuck
does
knows?
that matter? How do you
No,
separate
he literally looked
at
like
the
a brain. He looked like a brain with
It
eyeballs.
looked like a brain, literally
and
coming
teeth.
out of the
Like
skull.
Krang from Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, like
from
Krang.
Ninja Turtles, just like on the
Yeah.
back of
It
her
looked like
head,
Krang.
bro. That's
Dope.
what it looked like.
Voldemort.
Krang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
Voldemort. Yes,
Awesome.
except whenever Gabriel took over, he had this black cloak that he would put on, and then it's coming from the back of her head. So he had the long ass hair. So it just looked like this creepy ass creature
Word.
in the
Damn.
dark the entire movie. And then when this scene came out, I just couldn't help but fucking laugh my ass off. And I understand that a lot of the people who enjoy this movie are people who enjoy like shitty
Yeah.
horror movies back in the day, and that this was actually written as an ode to those type of
Yeah.
movies. But fuck, man,
Jesus.
I it was so fucking comical
So,
to me.
I'm gonna go through my notes. I'll go
Please,
through them
please
quickly
do.
because I got quite a few here. But I was literally just writing shit as I was watching this movie because I watched it on my computer, and this shit was wild as a motherfucker. As I was, and we've talked about it like 2 or 3 episodes ago, where we were like, "Yo, we gotta all watch this together and then
Yeah,
talk
we have
about
to talk about it because
So that's why I specifically decided to write notes on this shit. So the very first note that I wrote was, first scene was cheesy as a motherfucker, because it really was. Yo, the whole shit, and Wak was right, because I even texted the group and I was like, yo, I'm only like 5 minutes into this movie and this shit is cheesy as fuck. And it did get, and Wak was like, nah, keep going, it gets a little better. And it got a little bit better, but it didn't get
the
much
quality
better than
the
that.
quality seemed to change a little bit because it went from like really cheesy to like, okay, now it looks like a regular movie. As far as like the quality, like the visual quality of it.
Yeah. But that first scene was definitely like, what? Like, no.
fuck am I
Are they
watching?
being like this cheap with the first scene of the movie? Because it was like hiding the way that like people got injured. It was just mad cheesy.
It looked like it was
super low budget.
It looked like the rig that Johnny had with the iPhone at Comic-Con.
at
That's how they filmed the first scene. That's how
they filmed the first scene on the iPhone. I'm sure of it. The very next notes that I have is acting in this movie. C-, D+. The acting is whack as fuck, and the writing, C+. The writing is pretty fucking weak. Let's see. Her pregnant belly disappeared immediately after the baby was removed.
Johnny's
from
a
her body.
very big critic.
Yeah,
I'm the same way. I'm the
this
same
shit,
way.
I'm looking at it. I'm like, this is wild. Yo, but hardcore though. Wasn't the detective a poor man's Wanda Sykes?
Oh, 100%. I was thinking that the whole
100%.
fucking time. It's like they
Yes.
couldn't get Wanda for this. Like she was so
Yo,
fucking
she
busy.
even did all the
'cause-
like. shocking shit that Wanda does. Yeah, that shit was whack as fuck.
That's funny you said that. I was thinking Wanda, poor man's Wanda. Literally, those were my exact words. Poor man's Wanda Sykes.
You are gonna watch this movie. Someone's gonna ask you to watch this movie, and you're gonna watch this.
It's gonna be Dave's pick when it comes
now.
out.
Poor man Wanda
Us thinking
Sykes.
that we're ruining this movie for him. He's like, yo, I actually want to go watch
it
this
now.
shit.
Now I want to watch it.
We need to get him on that. We need to get him on that Plex server that we keep hearing a lot of things about.
I keep hearing about it, but I don't know.
Keep hearing about it, but we don't know who runs that. But they put all the good movies on there.
They got
Anyway,
the statue. I thought that was an obvious murder weapon cliche. There's mad cliches in this movie, which is probably 100%. Why it's an homage to 80s movies.
The mirror jumps.
The mirror jumps were obvious cliches. Let's see what else do I have in here. That's mad specific. Yeah, it was mad convenient that all the previous conversations that the girl had with Gabriel, the dad just happened to film them on his VHS camera.
Right. Yeah,
that was just mad specific. Oh, they had a USB drive that worked from 1993. Like she had this mad old USB drive from 93 and he plugged it into his computer and it worked. I'm like, I don't even remember the USB drive is existing. I didn't understand that at all. And then I literally wrote after that, this is pretty much an 80s horror flick, which absolutely makes sense. The hypnosis scene, she got hypnotized mad quick. Like I've never seen hypnosis happen like that. Like they literally was like, you're in a state. She's in a state. And then just started, she was like, oh my God. I see
I'm
it.
in a state.
Feel that
She
I'm
said that she
here.
was in a state.
It was just like, oh, it was so fucking whack.
Extremely overly cheesy. And I understand that that's why a lot of people felt like it's either the best movie or the worst movie I've ever seen in my life. That
the best.
Definitely was not the best.
Foggy floor cliche. There was a huge, super foggy floor as they're walking through a space. Jerks in prison when she was in her holding cell. Like everybody was like a jerk to her.
Those butch ladies. That
butch ladies what are you doing in here, rich lady?
Yeah. It was bad. It was real bad.
At one point, this was. I think I literally laughed out loud. At one point, they were like, call the National fucking Guard.
The National Guard.
Oh,
that shit killed me when she said, call the National Guard.
Call the National Guard.
I literally died laughing.
It's a staple in all good movies.
And then at the end of the movie, the biggest cliche, which again, I guess must be an homage to 80s horror flicks, is next time I'll be ready.
Yeah.
So if you are a person that really enjoys 80s horror flicks and very cheesy,
it was definitely an original twist, I think.
Johnny gave it a 2 out of 10. And I gave it a 2.5 out of 10.
Damn.
I gave it a 3.5 out of 10. And
bad.
I went that high because I found the humor in it.
Yeah.
And I found that it was funny and it made me.
I laughed.
They were trying.
But I think I went in there with higher expectations.
It literally made me laugh out loud to the point where I went back and I told you that my fiance stopped watching it right in the beginning. I went back. I was like, babe, that movie that we started watching, you wouldn't believe what it led up to. Let me show you. And she was just like, what the fuck?
She's like, no, I'm good.
Yeah.
So she was watching that shit and she was laughing too. And just off of the pure enjoyment that I got on the cheesiness and the laugh that I had, I gave it that 3.5.
It's a 3.5 horror, but it's like a 7 comedy.
Oh yeah. Oh my God. It was so great. It was so great.
Yes.
As far as that goes.
I remember seeing The Village at the drive-thru and just laughing to the point of tears because I'm like, they're sending the blind girl to go get the medicine, like just dying laughing. Like, this movie's horrible. But like,
Well,
it's
that's
awesome.
that's Johnny's hot take right there. Is that M. Night Shyamalan movies are not that bad.
Oh my god,
that was
horrible.
That was his hot
Absolutely
take.
horrible.
That was his hot take.
They're dope.
Killing me.
Yeah. But guys, that's what we have for Malignant. Unless you have anything else to add to that, Johnny.
Nah,
Or
that's
Dave.
it.
Or
No,
Dave.
no.
we
That
pretty
was-
much
that was fun.
much covered that.
You've covered it all.
We've
It was
covered
a good
it all.
Saturday morning watch. I
It
enjoyed
was, yeah.
my
Saturday
morning
afternoon.
for it.
Me and Cliff just watching, just chilling.
Just
yeah.
fuck it.
was a
So
good
now
time.
you have to
It was a
watch
good
that.
time.
I'm gonna have to,
Bob. You
yeah.
have to watch that. All right. So if we have nothing else, guys, thank you for tuning in to this episode of Insensitive Culture. Bob, thank you for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Word.
Check out Gutsy Media Podcast. Season 3 premieres on Monday. Got some cool stuff this season.
Right on.
Awesome. Yeah, definitely
What's
check out his
Monday's
show.
date? Monday.
What's the date on Monday?
24th, I think.
25th of
25th.
October,
Monday the
2021.
Definitely check out his show, especially if you enjoy movies and you enjoy hearing
Word.
different takes on specific movies. Every episode is a different movie, and they determine by the end of it whether it was
Was it a good movie?
a good movie or not. So definitely tune in to Gutsy Media Podcast, or as well, please check out the network, DFAT Network. Check it out on any podcast app that you prefer, and you will have a number of shows where we give you a lot of geeky shit. All right, guys, thank you for tuning in as well to this show. We always remind you,
Fuck you, Rocco.
rate, review, subscribe. Yes, fuck you, Rocco. We won.
Hit the like button.
DFAT Wars.
Fuck you,
Hit that
Rocco.
like.
Yeah. Episode title.
I wasn't
And
even
remember-
there, but fuck Critical Mass.
And remember, we are available on YouTube, so check us out if you want to look at our ugly mugs. Other than that, peace.
Peace.